Well, it just had to be done. I don't think I can top that for an Easter song.
No. But we're good.
Another one. He's there. Most done. Although I did remix it slightly for that. But...
You call it a reprobate, Bill?
How's it going, Bill? Craig? Block?
Craig, after he's been crashing buses. Block, how you doing, bud? Hope you're starting to feel a bit better.
Yeah, I hope so. I
No.
wonder if Craig's killed his son yet. Been really irritating earlier. Craig looked about ready to kill him.
Well, he normally looks like that on stream as well, on your show.
It looks nice, bless him.
And then you've got Tyler with his, with that thing that he lives with.
That intermittent, irritating sound in the background.
Yeah, the goblin.
I keep trying to get rid of it. I keep trying to get software to get rid of it.
Hey, D-Dub.
I might have found some software to get rid of Tyler's irritating sound. I should say no more.
Oh, dear. Oh, nice one, D-Dub.
Oh, a bit of Morbid Angel.
Bit of B-tuning going off there then.
You know, I've discovered this show is an enabler for me. Because people come up with bands, and Matt goes off and Googles it. He goes, "Ooh, I'll buy that." I have no self-control over buying like vinyl and CDs at the minute. None.
Well, I did actually manage to stay out of HMV last time we went to Blackpool, so it took a bit of. Although that was the same day that I did buy the Anthrax box set. So
they've got a new album coming out, you know. Soon.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, you fucking prick.
I resemble that fact.
You had to fucking mention it, didn't you?
I could just see it coming out, and it not coming anywhere near G. He's going to have to buy it from America or something.
Oh, don't.
I can see a message coming in future. Get it for me, pretty please.
I start a GoFundMe.
That one.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, dude. Yeah, that's just a cheapo. It's a cheapo Geo, Ibanez.
There's some good stuff in there. Some really good stuff, riffs in there.
I weren't sure about him. That toss punt on end.
No.
Well, this is true. Yeah. It was like every 5 minutes. It was woo 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 woo. You've gone into fucking hypo again.
Good effort.
Bit more choke, it might have started. It could well be, Bill. It could definitely be.
Bill, you are not damaging a claymore.
No, they're rather expensive.
Yeah. There's a door handle, which is probably metal. They've got electricity in America.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Weak ass electricity.
It's enough to stop somebody.
I mean, it's not like Sabbath found like that when they fucking blow all the ramps up.
Yes. Yeah, that's it, Bill. Allegedly.
Allegedly. What you've got to do, every sentence you say, you've got to end it with allegedly.
Keir Starmer's a cunt, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, can't disagree with that alleged statement. Allegedly, his wife thinks so as well.
I do like what he's doing with the disability stuff at the minute. He's determined to get rid of anybody like the older generation, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Determined.
Yeah. Kill them through poverty.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll sort the population out.
Anybody over 30, you're fucked.
Yep. Yeah.
It's no longer going to be hypothermia that fucks your granny. It's poverty.
Nope.
Why don't that shock me?
I'm more surprised that Bill can remember 1981.
Well, we definitely are, Craig. We definitely are.
Yeah, well and truly, mate, ever since he got into power.
What? No, I have.
But, yeah.
What, in your head?
He was 6. 6 years old.
What you said, sick.
No. I was sick a lot when I was a kid, right enough.
You're pretty twisted now, mate. But
No, that is that. That's because he fucking hangs about with reprobates like us.
Yeah.
yeah, Sabbath did have a habit of blowing power in places quite a lot at that time.
Oh, he'll definitely fucking twist his sending so many fucking knots with that.
That's a can of worms. I ain't touching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here, Craig. I was forever getting, like, what do you call it? Tonsillitis and chest infections. Ended up, I had asthma.
You see, you should be grateful to Keir Starmer. He's going to save you all by making you all drive EV cars.
Oh, yeah.
Not that anybody can afford one.
Did you see that one of the places in the UK that is now making batteries for EV cars went up in flames the other day?
Oh, the one up in Scotland?
Yeah.
That's good for the environment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was.
They could.
Big black smoke going up into the atmosphere.
They couldn't put it out. Quote the fire brigade: "We will have to let it burn."
Yeah. Same we EVs, they can't put them out. They've just got to let them burn.
You can't have a go at the fire people. It's not their fault. They ain't got the stuff to do it.
Well, Bill, I heard it was Lord Ali, allegedly.
Fucking hell. How far is that we're in? Not even 5 minutes and we have an advert.
Oh, Jesus. Let's have a look.
They're determined to piss us off, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. YouTube's on its way out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, pardon me.
I notice more people are going over to Twitch, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey up, Steve.
Rumble. All right, Captain. You still got that jar of dirt? Look, I know we said get legless every now and again, but we didn't mean it literally. Sorry, bud. I don't think I can change out to that adverts. No,
Oh,
it's
absolutely, Lisa. Totally agree. There's a safety issue there. This is what Nancy Mace has been arguing over in America. There's a safety issue. And you're getting into that whole thing.
Well, I mean, we talked about this before with Lisa and about what if you've got a woman who's been assaulted?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
that's why Nancy Mace is fighting the cause, because she was
The last thing
sexually assaulted years ago.
The last thing a woman wants to see who's been sexually abused or assaulted is a bloke stood there with his dick hanging out. Obviously.
Well, I mean, I'm not being funny, but
No wrong with that, Steve.
anybody can say that they're transitioning.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Well,
and abuse that privilege.
Yeah.
I won't worry about it, Steve. You know, one of the fellow Brummies, you know, he made a career out of it. Ozzy did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
hate that shit.
No, it's like when a couple of years back, cross-dressers got put under the umbrella of trans. No, cross-dressers aren't trans. They're just cross-dressers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Personally, I don't care if a bloke wants to dress up as a woman, right? That's what gets you off. Whatever goes. Fine.
What everybody wants to do, as long as it's legal and it's not hurting anybody else, crack on. Unless you pay for it, of course.
Yep. I have to agree there, Bill. I have to agree.
Can't disagree, do you?
Because once you abuse that instrument, the abuse, then those particular issues change as well.
It brings a whole new meaning to a weapon of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a weapon, not in a funny way. It is.
Oh, it absolutely is.
To somebody who's been interfered with, sexually assaulted or whatever, it is obviously it's a weapon to them.
Yeah.
It's horrendous for them. And that's before you even get into the whole debate of young girls and kids going into the bathroom and yeah. The government banged on about the trans thing, simple because it was something that they knew they would get support from the woke community.
Yep. No wrong with that block. Maybe cooking up something nice. Yeah.
Only knew a few words in German. That one I don't recognise.
Most of the words I know in any language are usually swearing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I learned ask how to go to the bathroom. Or can I use the bathroom rather? And I love you. Because my ex is German.
Don't get them mixed up.
Can I love your bathroom, please?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But we agree.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Well, that's all right, Block. We're just fluent in rubbish.
Oh, I'm excellent in that.
Yeah. Oh, excuse you.
Nope.
All you've got to add to it is, that you're a Muslim trans person, and you've seen the other one that Muslim children now are trying to persuade children who are of a white ethnicity to become Islamic in schools. That's the latest one.
See,
that's dangerous. Seriously, dangerous.
As I've said many a time before, no religion should be forced upon anyone. It'd be a choice. It's a choice.
The thing is, I've no problem with any religion getting taught in schools as part of RE or whatever. But you've got to include all religions. That includes all the pagan religions.
Yes.
Satanism, because it's still a religion at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is. It's any religion that is recognised officially should be in some way taught.
Yeah.
Well, any form of worship is a religion.
Yeah.
The thing is, we all did it at school. Well, I definitely did. And my son did as well. Wind the religious education teacher up, turn around and start asking the religious education teacher about Satanism. Well, we're not talking about that. Why? It's a recognised religion.
Yeah.
Why can't we talk about it? Well, we're not. It's not an answer.
Yep. I agree there, Lisa. I agree there. It should never be taught in schools unless it's religious study.
Yep.
In which case you do learn about other religions. It's not just one in particular.
Which, yeah.
And yeah, it is usually optional as well.
If you want a guide of how badly religion can make things, look at parts of Ireland.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Glasgow.
Yep.
All in the name of religion.
Mm-hmm.
And I say in the name of because it was fuck all to do with religion and the church.
It's always an excuse. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's always an excuse for an ulterior motive.
This is probably a danger. If this don't get him banned, nothing will. The IRA. Right?
Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
The IRA.
It'd be nice knowing you all.
Yeah, we're now going to get arrested. But
we're getting that anyway.
And what are they doing? What are they now doing? They were all anti-crime, anti-this, anti-that, going back 60 years. And what do they do now? They're the biggest dealers on the planet.
Yeah.
And yeah, as Bill said, to make it worse, when it came to all that over in Glasgow and over here, it's the same religion. It's just two different fucking sects of that religion. All worship the same deity.
If there's a knock at my door, Bill, I know you phoned the police on me.
Well, we have your address.
Oh, that was a bit of a dodgy statement after discussions of that group of organisation over here. That was a bit close to, we know where you live. It was a bit too close for comfort there.
Well,
it's funny because see this town.
Mum twitch a bit.
Oh yeah, this town. You never see or hear anything about that.
Do it, Block, do it.
It's 50-50 here, and they have never had any bother in this town. There was like odd squabbles years and years and years ago, apparently, but yeah.
You've got to go further down, either further north or further south.
Mm-hmm. Belfast still has a problem with it, obviously.
Yeah. And we know certain areas definitely in the south have certainly got strong positions on things.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But Belfast is one of them towns. It's always going to have that sort of problem, though, isn't it?
Well, Belfast, yeah, it's a big city, isn't it? So
yeah, it's this is the weird thing because Glasgow is much the same. It's right in the city centre. You don't really see or hear anything of that. Further out you go, you see and hear a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, because Glasgow is really bad for it. Again, city centre. It's only ever the drunks fighting themselves that cause the bother. But then, as I said, the further out you go, you start hearing the more sectarian trouble. But yeah, in other news, there's Banksy.
Yeah, another one gone.
Judas Priest, yep.
Yeah.
And I met him and I didn't even know who the hell he was. Until somebody told me after the fact. I was like, really? Holy fuck. He used to frequent the bar that we played in a few times. And he came to see us play. He would only go to see the bands playing.
Yeah.
And have a few pints. And he came to see us playing one night. And our guitarist, Nige, he knew him. I was sitting talking away to Nige, and he came over and started talking to us. And just a genuine dude. You know, it was just like any other guy you meet in a pub. You know what I mean?
No, the good thing is still alive as far as we know.
Unfortunately.
And then it wasn't until he went away, my mate was like, you know who that was? And I'm like, nope. That was Les Banks, and I'm like, who? I hadn't even heard the name. Les Banks. drummer of Judas Priest, and I was like, away. Like, no, that was one of the drummers of Judas Priest, and I was like, holy fuck.
See, you've been in the presence of rock royalty.
Mm-hmm. Lovely guy as well.
Mm.
If Rob Halford had turned up, you'd have been in one of the Queens.
He's meant to be a lovely guy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craig, that is absolutely the first question that you usually get asked, especially in my hometown. It was either Rangers or Celtic or Proddy or Catholic. The CAFFLICK. Catholic.
A flick.
Yep. And didn't matter what answer you gave, you were getting a kicking anyway.
Yep. See, the only thing with Rob, I just wish you won't post some of them pictures up on fucking Instagram and fucking X in his leather gear.
Yeah, they are a bit...
Bit out there.
They're a bit disturbing, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh.
Exactly.
Yes, I know that word, Block. I know that word. There's actually two words that they use commonly in Glasgow, and I won't use either one.
Nah, it's probably not a good idea.
No. No, that's the problem, Lisa. He is wearing less leather these days.
Yes. Not too much. Less.
Yeah. Wear more, cover a bit up. Oh. I can imagine Craig.
Yeah. Thing is, the ones that actually go to church don't bother with each other. Only the football fucking fans that bother.
Yeah.
It's because we're Catholic or Protestant. No, it's because you're fucking arseholes.
Yeah.
Because you've got a fucking tiny brain and like to be tribal. Because you can't think for yourself.
Every city has it with a football team or two. But Glasgow just seems to be far worse than any.
Mm-hmm.
Far worse. And that's me saying that, and I've supported Millwall half my life. Because that's where I was born.
That explains a lot.
It does.
One of the jobs I had over there, I actually worked on the grounds of Ibrox.
Yeah.
And because the company I worked for was owned by Davy Cooper of Rangers. And whenever there was a game on, he actually had to stay on or get let out early before the games actually finished or started, because there was always trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not underestimating anyone, Block. I think every country has their own.
It's just football in general. There's always going to be some group of fuckwits, no matter where you are.
Exactly.
I've always been real rugby, to be perfectly honest. I always preferred rugby. There was more violence on the pitch.
Yeah. Well, that's why I stopped following football, because of all the trouble.
The only time I haven't felt any antagonism rugby were when, because I used to go and watch Sheffield Eagles a lot, were when Wigan came across.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, though. Rugby's always been attached to better class of fan and player because, you know, I mean, most of the players are in highfalutin jobs. Well, they used to be, you know, back when I was a kid, you know, they were all like doctors, lawyers, dentists, philosophers.
Rugby has a better quality thug.
Exactly. Oh, the I think main rivalry with Eagles used to be Castleford because a lot of coaching staff and players were originally from Castleford area.
Yeah.
And there was this one match against Castleford. The two of them started having a scrap. Referee, right, you 10 minutes, you 10 minutes. And as they're walking off pitch, they're still fucking having a go at each other.
Well, they actually were talking about doing that with Rangers and Celtic in the football. This was I'm going back quite a few decades ago, like 90s. There was talk of Super League in the UK.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And, you know, where the Scottish League teams would play against English teams, you know, and just it was a way of grouping both Premier Leagues together. And they were talking about joining Rangers and Celtic, but the fans were like, not a fucking chance.
That'd be like down here joining Man United and Man City together, or in Wednesday
Everton
United.
and Liverpool.
Yep.
Yeah. It would have generated a shit ton of money as well because there was big investment looking to go behind it as well. As far as I can remember, none of the English Premier League teams were up for it, and neither were the Scottish. So it never came to fruition. It didn't even get into the planning stages, put it that way. Exactly, Block. That's exactly what I was thinking. Tottenham and Arsenal, never going to happen.
Fucking Arsenal.
We're doing rather well just now, though, Matt.
Fucking Arsenal.
I have to say, though, I watched...
They all want to sack Arteta.
I watched the game against Real Madrid, and holy shit, he played really well.
I'll stick to the sports I really love. I'll stick to bike racing. That I love.
Formula One, that's pretty much all I watch these days.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of Formula One years ago, and then it got very boring.
Yeah.
Predictable.
Up to sort of mid-90s, and then I sort of fell out with F1.
I've always watched a lot of road racing and a lot of Irish road racing. So for me, that's like the genesis of real bike racing. And seeing that live is on a whole different level.
Yep.
It's fucking nuts.
Craig, is that just women's volleyball in general or beach volleyball?
Oh.
If his wife's present, it's he doesn't watch it.
No.
It's like there's a big thing just now. There's a big movement just now in gymnastics. They're trying to change the uniforms because they're too revealing. And there was a bit of a pushback from that. I think it was mostly males, but... Yeah.
I have no opinion on this.
It's like fucking synchronised swimming. How the fucking hell is that an Olympic sport, for crying out loud?
Yeah, it's good to watch.
Yeah. Not saying that. It's like when they let fucking tennis and golf in. But, we'll let the professionals do it. What?
No, tennis and golf are sports, if you ask me.
Well, the sports, but to me, the Olympics is supposed to be about
Athletes.
amateur athletes.
Yeah. I mean, these
All
days...
professional sports have got their own championships.
Yeah, these days, golfers are more like athletes because they properly do train.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're not athletes, but...
You see,
back when I was a kid, like John Daly, that was not an athlete.
No.
John Daly was coming fresh off of the 19th hole.
Oh.
He started at the 19th hole.
Yep.
Hip flask in the bag all the way.
Yep.
Oh, fucking snooker with Bill Werbenick.
Oh my God, that man could drink.
Alex Higgins.
Oh, Jesus.
I watch old footage of him all the time on YouTube. Speed he went round that fucking table.
Yep.
I mean, I used to like. I haven't played snooker for years, but I used to like a game of snooker. But
I loved it, man.
I had to be sober to play snooker. How the
Allegedly.
fuck could he be?
Well, it's like a drummer I used to play with. He'd grown up. And this guy Tony that we used to play in the blues band with, he'd grew up in the circus. Started in the circus when he was like 12. Just playing the snare, and stuff like that in the big band. Spent years with the circus, and he got used to, like, when you finish a shift, there's nothing else to do but go drink.
Yeah.
And more often than not, he was that hammered from the night before that he'd still be washed the day after until it turned to alcoholism. And he had to drink to play. But it was like, there was one day we were playing, we were rehearsing in the studio, and he couldn't afford a carry-out, so he was sober. His timing was awful. It was his timing was going up and down. He was missing the kit. He was missing fill-ins. He was dropping sticks. And he turned around and he's like, "I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry. I can't play. I'll need to go home." And my mate Bill was like, "Why?" And he's like, "I can't play when I'm sober. I'm really sorry." And my mate Bill's like, "I'll get you a fucking carry-out." He went across the road, bought him a carry-out. He came back, gave him it. 12 cans. He downed 4 of them in the space of a couple of minutes. And then carried on, like in between every song, he'd be drinking. And then slowly but surely, he'd get tighter and tighter the more hammered he got.
It's just fucked up, isn't it?
It was nuts.
You think about Bill Ward.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Bill Ward, the amount of times he was absolutely shit-faced.
Keith Moon.
Drugs as well, yeah. I was just about to say drugs as well, like Keith Moon and the Jimi Hendrix.
Completely.
Jimmy was off his fucking tree. That bandana wasn't for costume reasons. That kept his acid tabs under the fucking bandana.
He used to soak it in LSD, didn't he?
Aye. Yep.
So it was
John Bonham.
He used to drip it in his eyeballs as well before he went on. What? Lloyd as well. There's another advert.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing how these people manage to fucking even walk on stage, never mind do what they did.
I said this the other week about a lot of good music came out of drugs. And it did. There was a hell of a lot of good music came out of drugs.
Absolutely.
Still does.
Oh God, yeah, Lisa. Yeah, what he was snorting in the dressing room as well.
Yep.
Shane McGowan was another one.
Oh Christ,
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't think Shane was ever sober, ever.
Yeah.
I think he was like in the later year, like about a year or two before he passed.
Yeah, he was still drinking, but he was more sober than he was. He was told not to quit drinking because
Not
that
the
was
same as Lemmy.
Yeah. How
Yeah, he
you
just
that
moved
would
on
have killed
to
him.
vodka and orange because he was healthier.
how the fuck Shane lasted as long as he did with the amount he put
Oh
away?
Christ, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He was sober when he was born.
Yeah.
I think in Shane's case it was doubtful.
Well, I mean, both Lemmy, Ozzy, and Shane, he's like, how the fucking hell did they make it past fucking 80s?
Really don't know.
Luck.
Yeah.
The Dubliners were as bad.
I was going to say
forget that.
good genes, but Shane McGowan didn't look like he had good genes, to be honest. I've
His
got to
dad
love him,
liked-
but
his dad liked a few beers, didn't he? By all
Yeah.
accounts.
Allegedly.
I think what did Shane in the end was when his mum was killed. She died in a somebody hit her, the car she was in,
Yeah, fucking hell.
and I think that's what finally did Shane. That destroyed him.
that would destroy anybody, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was pretty broken anyway, bless him.
Yeah.
Most musicians, though, are like the really good ones. Not just musicians, artists in general.
Yeah.
Really, really good ones are usually the most tortured.
Yeah.
And I mean artists is a broad term, like musicians, actual
Painters,
media
sculptors,
artists, and
yeah.
poets.
even performing
in the
artists as
broad
well.
sense.
Yeah.
Performing artists as well, like actors, comedians, because
Yeah.
they're always
Well,
most
Robin
tortured, the ones
Williams.
that are the best. Yep.
Gosh, yeah. Robin Williams.
I mean,
Yep.
Robin Williams, without a doubt, one of the great all-time comedians ever.
Mm-hmm.
But God, he was fucked up.
Yep.
Richard Pryor,
Fucking yeah.
Bill Hicks,
Alex.
Billy
Darwin.
Connolly in his
Billy
earlier days.
Connolly. Yep.
Yeah.
Billy Connolly as well, yeah.
I mean, you just look at
All
one at all
tortured
time.
souls.
Tommy Cooper. If you actually looked into his eyes, you could see sadness in his eyes.
He was a big drinker as well, though, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Billy. Tommy Cooper, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all about how they used it, though. It wasn't just like they didn't just sit and wallow in it. They used it in a positive way. Obviously, with Robin Williams and quite a few others, they couldn't keep going the way they were.
Yeah. Jim Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true, Bill. If you go back to poets, Byron, Shelley,
Yep.
Oscar Wilde,
Yeah. Oh, aye.
Keats,
Alfred Owen.
yeah, James Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
He was an alcoholic, definitely.
With Alfred Owen, he was more psychologically damaged. It wasn't like substance damage. He had shell shock.
Well, James Joyce, by all accounts, was there. I can't remember. I've read quite a lot of James Joyce, and I get the distinct impression from some of his poetry and some of his works that there was some abuse of some kind in there somewhere. Some very dark shit in there.
Went to the James Joyce Museum when I was down in Dublin. That's quite an experience.
Not been, mate. Not been yet.
Yeah, very true, Bill. Even today, like Stephen Fry, there's a damaged man.
Yeah.
One of the most intelligent men to come out of UK.
Edgar Allan Poe. A very damaged man.
Oh, yes.
Religious education, D-Dub.
Yep.
D-Dub's going to tell us off about religious education.
Basically a study of religions in general. It's not any one in particular.
Allegedly.
Yeah, depending on what teacher you have. If you have a really good teacher, you'll have good study of a few religions. If you have quite a narrow-minded teacher, you'll only hear about one.
It tends to be, or all the teachers I had with religious education, it always tended to be Christianity.
Yeah.
They wouldn't talk about anything else.
I had good teachers. I mean, we learned about Quran, Quran, Buddhism.
Don't forget, I went to a private school that was Catholic.
Yeah, well.
And I had to listen
So you went to private school, you're a Catholic, and you're a Millwall fan.
I am not a
fucking explains
Catholic.
everything.
I am not fucking Catholic. I am of no religious denomination, mate.
Same. Never baptized, never christened.
If I believe in anything, it is more pagan.
Yeah.
That is my beliefs. That is my personal beliefs.
But that's what it should be, a personal belief.
Correct.
Oh,
that's the way
that's
it should
always
be.
been my attitude. People are entitled to believe in whatever you want to believe in. That's, D-Dub and I have talked about this on Instagram.
I mean, me and D-Dub, we've talked about this.
Yeah, that's cool. If you're going to push your beliefs on other people, that is bordering on extremism.
And
I don't agree with that.
D-Dub, that's I would say yes. It came up in religious studies, atheism and agnosticism. It generally would come up. That's I think it should be that like that from the beginning, because like in the first couple of years of high school, religious education was mandatory, even in a non-denominational school.
Yeah.
No, when you probably weren't listening.
Shouldn't be. It shouldn't be
mandatory. I think it was first 3 years.
Yeah.
Secondary school.
Shouldn't be mandatory. It should be optional, like from the fucking get-go.
But I think it was last 2 years. It were optional.
Well, the thing is, now they want to make religious education mandatory.
No, I don't agree with that.
And make it the way it is. Or I read it in one post. They want to make it as Islam a mandatory teaching to children. That I don't agree with.
No.
Teach Islam, that's fine. But if children don't wish to do that, don't force them.
Unless the curriculum is established for all schools in UK, at least anyway, because we're talking about the UK. But if the curriculum was properly established, you're going to have it mandatory, then the curriculum should consist of teachings of all the major religions, not just one.
Yep.
Do not focus on any one. Do not favour any one. Teach about all of them.
It should be either all religions or no religions.
Exactly.
I have a better idea. Don't teach them religion. Teach them philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to make their own fucking minds up.
Yep.
It's a scary thought.
It would scare the fuck out of the government, wouldn't it?
Mm.
We're giving,
People having their own minds. Fucking hell.
we're giving the
Well, I've
kids
said this
the right
before.
to choose.
Said this before. This is why they're wanting to do away with the education authority in America, to keep the people dumb.
I mean, we've talked
Dumb and malleable.
I'm picking on Tyler again, but we've talked to Tyler about this, and as much as yes, I know I take the piss out of him all the time about American and all the rest of it, but we've said to him, "Oh, go and look at so and so. You know, there's a report on there about blah 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 something." Can't get it because they're banning certain news items.
Yeah.
In America. And it's like I said to him, I said, this is your government, Tyler. I said, I know you believe us, but this is your government restricting what you can learn to keep you stupid so that they can control your thought process and everything you do.
And if we're not careful, it'll fucking happen here as well with this lot.
It's already...
It's been getting done since the 80s, Lee. It's been getting done since the 80s.
We know that.
I mean, there was actually a study done recently in the US that kind of gave me hope. And it was the generation that grew up at the start of the millennium. Most of them get their news not from major media outlets. They get their news from the likes of YouTube, X. So they're not going to main hornblowers of the government, if you like, because I mean that's essentially the major media outlets these days, at least in the Western world. Pretty much in any Eastern world are controlled by the government, but we definitely know it's been done in the Western world. All media is controlled by the Western governments, and they only tell you what they want you to know. Like you said, to control an agenda and make you see a certain standpoint, make you see their standpoint, their point of view. But if that generation onward not getting their news from the major media outlets, then it looks like they're starting to think for themselves. So that kind of gave me a bit of hope.
Yep. Fear the agenda. Sounds like a good title for a song, that.
It does actually. But I mean, DW is obviously somebody who's actually using his brain. And that isn't an insult, DW. That is actually, but you're actually thinking for yourself.
I'm not sure about that. He keeps talking to us.
But, there are people, Americans, who do think. I mean, Nick is another one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nick's got a brain in his head. He definitely is not stupid.
And that other American that we shall not name.
What, Tyler?
I mean, there's a lot of people, and I've done it myself, but a lot of people will say America on the whole are thick as pig shit, but it's not.
I don't think that's...
I mean, let's face it. The elections been getting rigged there for years and years and years.
Yeah.
They've got their dirty tricks campaigns up the wazoo to control the results. You know what I mean? So people can vote all they like, but it's not going to change what they have planned.
Democratic country.
Who wants to be in power? Who's got the most money?
Yeah. Who can control the media?
I think we're bordering on the eve of destruction of thought.
I don't know.
I wouldn't go that far, Bill. I think some Americans maybe, but I think there are Americans that if you give them the facts, are capable of, Tyler included, because we have given him the facts, and Tyler can see through. He can see what we're saying. He's not stupid. He can see that there is the corruption that is there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it is getting that way here now. It really is.
I don't
That
think
could be
it's ever
said.
going to get to a point where I don't think it'll ever get to a point where it's the end of, like you said, the end of
No.
independent thinking.
No.
Because
Yes, I care,
mean-
Tyler.
Oh, there she is. I mean,
Yeah.
there he is. Tyler. All right, dude.
more and more people are getting fed up with the same bullshit getting force fed online and social media. So,
Well, not just social media, fucking mainstream media as well.
well, yeah.
And we know that scares governments.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It scares governments. Oh, shit, the people are thinking for themselves. Oh, fuck.
Shit. We can't have that.
Hey, free rider.
Hey, buddy.
All right, free.
And the problem is Keir Starmer has forced everybody to that point. He's forced everybody to actually start.
Yeah, but you can't think for yourself. That means that you're far right.
Yep. If he says so, okay, I'm far right. But that means 90% of this country is far right.
Exactly.
He better start building some prisons soon because he's going to need it.
I'm actually surprised that there hasn't been another call for a general election yet.
Oh yeah, there's definitely. I was reading some other day. There's definitely murmurs in the backbenchers to call for.
That's what I mean, because the backbenchers are not sticking with the front.
Yeah.
At all.
And at the end of the day, it's the backbenchers that have all the power because there's more of them than what there is front benchers.
Exactly.
The backbenchers are revolting, and the Tory and the cabinet isn't much better.
This is another just came into my head there, but another thing that gave me hope, just going back to the American thing though, is there's actually more and more people now saying what I've been thinking for years now. Two-party system does not work.
No.
It is an outdated, ancient fucking system that does not work in modern day society. There's more and more people, even in mainstream media, saying now that they maybe should rethink the two-party system. Because even in America, you can be an independent candidate, but you still have to pick one side or the other. Yeah. You're not truly independent, are you?
Yeah.
The undemocratic democratic system.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because it isn't true democracy. None of it is true democracy.
No. That's why I call them the unliberal undemocratic party.
I'd be interested. I wish we did have a time machine to see where we're going to end up in 10 years' time. Saying that, I'm not sure I'd want to. I think it'd scare the fucking life out of us.
Yeah.
If we went back 10 years and said this is how things were going to be now, would anyone have believed it?
No.
It's scary.
I mean, you get a lot of people sort of going, "Oh, we should have PR," but which form of PR? Because there's all variants of different variants of proportional representation.
Tyler, Elon and Donald couldn't fix a broken fuse in a plug. A pair of half-wits.
Nothing but Nepo babies
Yep.
that think they know what they're doing.
It's like fucking Starmer and his gang. We're going to smash the gangs. You couldn't even crush a fucking grape.
Mm-hmm. Oh, careful there, Bill. That sounds a bit too much like socialism.
Oh, easy
And have
target.
people thinking for themselves.
Bill's going to be getting
We mean proper socialism, not the fucking modern day. Oh, we'll take all your money and keep it for ourselves socialism.
Bill, don't get yourself arrested tonight. We've got a show tomorrow.
Wait on Monday.
You're absolutely right, Block. That's American politics. It's all trigger words and buzzwords.
Yeah,
Make people think that they know what they're doing.
exactly. And that's another thing that's fucking creeping in.
When really, you don't even have to have any qualification, any sort, to get into politics in America. Needs to change as well. At least over here in the UK, okay, our politicians still aren't great, but they at least have served time, at least in local council level, or moving on to bigger things.
Unless you're Rachel from Complaints.
And some of them should be serving time for what they've been up to.
Mm-hmm. Trump should have served time. He really should have. I mean, he's the only president in history be convicted.
Yeah.
He's the only person with any convictions to ever have served in office. You have a criminal president. That's just stupid. If you've any formal fucking, look at any other job, like even working in a supermarket, for fuck's sake. Have you any convictions? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not getting the job then. For something as please don't take any offence to this, but I mean, like, in comparison to the level of president or any politician, for any low-level job, like working in a fucking supermarket, if you have a fucking criminal conviction of any sort, you do not get a job. Why should you be allowed a fucking job in control of a fucking country if you have any convictions?
Hey, hold on. I've got criminal convictions. That's it.
I see you can be PM.
I'll fuck the country up.
You know what I mean? It's just fucking stupid.
It is really stupid. And now we've got Starmer's views on the gangs, the Muslim gang thing. We'll just cover this up in case the shit hits the fan and I get dropped in it.
Well, he's covered it up since he was in fucking Crown Prosecution Service.
I think he's more involved than people know.
Yep.
I think it worries me about all the deportations and all that's going on in the US is shipping them to Ecuador. Has anybody seen any of these fucking prisons in Ecuador? Yeah.
Nope. Have we got what went on in China?
Not being funny, but it already sounds like a bit of a fascist fucking regime, and that worries me that they're shipping people off like that. That's a bit too reminiscent of something that happened in the 40s.
Yeah, I were having a nosy on Twitter earlier, and you got all these Labour politicians going, "Oh yeah, we've come up with this scheme where we can failed asylum seekers, we can bounce them off to a third country and get the claims done there." Hold on, that sounds a lot like the fucking Rwanda scheme that you all fucking poo-pooed.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But because this is his idea now, though, it's all right.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So what we're saying is we've got internment camps.
Yeah, basically.
Which has been going on in China for many, many years, where they've had these camps, where they send dissident people, and they sort of vanish.
Yeah, and just look who the EU are starting to align themselves with.
Yeah,
Winnie the Pooh.
What scares me about the whole EU thing is that Starmer and Trump, and it all has, it's reminiscent of certain things that went on back in like 1937. There's some very dodgy stuff going on here.
Well, even before it, when in Russia, when they got shut all fucking czars and all fucking royalty over there.
That's the other thing, isn't it? Has anybody seen King Charles's Easter speech?
I've heard about it. I've not seen it, but I have heard about it.
It's not very Christian, is all I shall say.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. To say he's supposed to be the head of the Church of England.
It's very Islamic, which I don't see anything wrong with including them in the speech. But yeah.
What makes me laugh is you get all these politicians, no matter what fucking side they're on, happy whatever, happy Easter, happy Eid, blah blah shit. Hold on, what about the pagan festivals that a lot of these were fucking stolen from it first fucking place?
No, because there's no pagans left, you see.
Yeah.
We don't exist anymore.
It's making a wee bit of a resurgence.
It certainly is over here. In Ireland.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people
I think it's starting to make a bit of a comeback over here as well, not mainly. But it's like, we're a Christian country. No, we're not. We're a pagan country that got fucking taken over by fucking Christians.
We'll declare war on the current government.
Skull.
Slanch it. Oh, cheers. Thank you very much.
Good lad. Hey, don't worry about it. We all do bad solos on this channel.
Can't even solo. Not even on bass, which I've been playing for friggin' 30 odd years.
Me neither. I'd just do a Kerry King and grab hold at whammy bar.
No, Block.
Yeah, leave it in.
No, Block, you're right. Paganism was never a religion as a formal religion.
No.
It was a lifestyle choice.
Yeah. You believe in the sun and the moon. Yes, we can see them. You believe in fucking imaginary beings. Now go away.
Well, you've got Bill, who does remind me always of a druid.
Likes dressing up in fishnets.
That's for special occasions.
On each of the solstice.
Yep. He just keeps finding special occasions to do it.
Oh, it's Whitby Goth weekend. Oh, yeah.
Any excuse.
Yeah.
Is that Darth?
No, I don't think so. No.
No, I don't know what Darth's doing with himself at the minute, to be fair.
Evening Kermits.
I know he's he commented on a post I put on earlier, but
Yeah,
I can believe it. I can believe it, Bill.
He mentioned that swear word.
yes, he
Stickleback.
did.
Yeah.
I actually do believe that, Bill. I actually believe that you are Merlin.
About the same age.
No,
that's kind of where I was going with that statement.
No, I think Bill was part of the knights that say,
or the knights who say, icky, 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 zip,
we want a shrubbery.
Please don't start this off. We had an entire night the other night going on till 2 o'clock in the morning of pointless Monty Python quotes.
We have an Holy Grail. It is a really nice one.
It's amazing how many quotes you can do from Monty Python.
With my private your aunties.
Your mother smells of elderberries.
Yep. Well, there's definitely a lot of pagan symbolism in Roman Catholicism.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, they stole a lot. I mean,
I've wandered around Rome, and yeah, definitely.
They say they borrowed it. I say they stole it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was from Mithraism.
Yeah. Bunch of thieving bastards.
Hey, D-Dub, there's nothing wrong with an ananap.
Had one this afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm not one I'm not one to do naps, but that's twice in the space of 1 week.
That's old age. Old age, that.
Fuck off.
I know it's old age because I do it all the
time. I've been doing it at fucking work all week.
Very true, Bill. Very true.
I was late one fucking night.
Well, you can only put up with idiot comments off them for so long, mate, before you fall asleep.
This is fucking true. I will go through each week and not fucking punch certain people. I'll never know.
When you sat there and you think, oh, I could get up and smack him in the mouth, or no, fuck it, I'll just smack him.
Yeah. Shut up, you're pissing me off, or pick your window because you're fucking going out of it.
That's a phrase I haven't heard for a while. It was a common Glaswegian one. Pick a windy.
Yep.
Why? Because you're going through it.
Yep. In the words of Chibs, that was a sloppy suicide. Well, he's dead, isn't it?
Do you know what I really, chibbing somebody?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that came from?
Glasgow.
Well, yeah, but you know exactly where it came from.
Prison
It was
system, I
a-
believe.
It was a woman who looked after foster children, and she used to threaten them. And her name was Chibbs, Mrs. Chibbs.
Ah,
And she used to threaten them. She had a cupboard full of different like ends, sharp ends for a cane, and she'd
okay.
use it on the kids. And that's where getting chibbed came from. There's a pointless fact for the night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually quite good. I like that. Because, as I said, it's a commonly used one in Glasgow.
About reasons, isn't it?
We're full of pointless facts, but you might win a fucking pub quiz with him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love
See
pub
Matt
quiz.
on the chase very soon.
Hey,
Getting
I managed
chased,
to win a
basically.
pub quiz all on my fucking own one night. Everybody else fucked off outside.
I got banned from music quizzes.
Yeah, my dad did.
He's great.
Oh, they were on
It's
holiday.
when you walk in. It's when you walk into a music quiz and go order a pint, and they just go, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, my mum and dad were on a holiday at Isle of Wight with a couple of friends. And by about the third or fourth night, my dad got banned from music quiz. Well, yeah, this is true. But I've still won the pub quiz on my own. And we managed to get a couple of free meals out of it.
I can't say fairer than that.
Nah. So I think we did. There were about 5 of us in team. And I think I answered about 90 to 95% of the questions. Monkey!
Okay.
Oh, nice one, bloke. Where you playing?
That's playing gigs, man.
Me too.
I should keep him out of trouble or get him in trouble, one or the other.
Well, you never know with bloke.
Actually, I just miss being in a band in general.
Yeah.
I know. I just haven't got time for it these days. Not with my shifts.
It's something that's very, very seldom done over here now, is bands. It can be done. Can be done,
It certainly
Solowski.
can be done.
There's free HM2 copies
Yeah, there is,
out there.
and there's some that's quite reasonably priced as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've done a few reviews. I've done reviews of a few at HM2 plugins.
Yep.
I mean, the one for the Audiority that's based on Christian Kohler's pedal.
Mm.
I don't know what's that on offer at a minute.
Swedish change. No, that was all us. What was his called again?
I'll tell you in a minute.
It should keep you busy then, Block.
And nothing wrong with an Ibanez Geo, Solowski.
No, there ain't. I've got one here.
That right there is an Ibanez 7 Geo.
The Grindstein.
Ah, that's it.
It's not on offer at the minute, so that's €99. So that's not on offer, unfortunately. But when it's on offer, You can usually get it about half price. That is awesome for the HM2 sound. Audio Assault used to do one. I don't know if they still do it.
There'll be somewhere that you can get it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but there's even free ones out there.
Yeah.
There's a channel, Solo Ski, if you aren't following it already, there's a channel called Armor Hunter, I think he's called. He does a thing like every few days, and it's literally all out free plugins and VSTs for mostly guitar-based stuff, but he does a lot of other stuff like keyboard stuff and mixing and mastering stuff as well. But he's usually got a load of really good VSTs. Armor Hunter, his name is.
No, that's not the HN2. That's the Metal Zone. It's not what we're after, although you can get that sort of sound from it if you really want.
Solo Skate, Brightbox Recording, and Chernobyl Audio.
Yeah.
They're the guys to follow for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and Glenn Fricker at SMG.
Huh?
He who shall not be named.
Yes. I'm not going to say his name.
We mentioned it once and we think we got away with it.
That's the problem that you need to get yourself out of, Solo Ski, is because I done it as well. I'm slowly getting out of it now and just shrinking everything down to literally all I need. Even my mastering process is like I've narrowed it down to 4 elements now on my master chain. That's literally all I use is 4 things: an EQ, limiter, compressor, and a meter. That's it. That's all my mastering process is.
Well, what do you want to call it? Your master. It's not master chain because I usually put it into the ozone after that. But on my normal sort of mix downs on the master fade, the main fade, or whatever you want to call it. Perhaps a console emulator. SSL style bus compressor.
Yep.
Maybe some EQ, some tape saturation, and sometimes I'll put a multiband compressor.
Yep. I still use that on my master chain.
Yeah.
But for the actual mastering process, I only use those 4 elements.
For actual mastering, I'll tend to use, when I put it into onto what they call a project page in Studio One for mastering, I'll use a tape saturator that's doing. It looks like it's doing absolutely nothing, but it's just adding that bit of saturation and ozone. That's it.
Yeah.
But any limiter will do.
The thing to get into the habit of, though, Solo Ski, is get your tones on your guitar and bass. Once you have it, don't touch it again.
Yeah. Best
the
thing
most
to do
important part is dialing it in at the beginning and then just leave it. Get your levels, then leave it.
Yeah. But once you've got your tones, best thing to do is actually bounce those tracks down and then don't touch the DI. Just bounce them down.
There's nothing you can do about it again.
Oh, God, DW, what did you have to bring that name up for?
He's retracted it.
The donut hater.
That's it. That's why we don't like him. He fucking hates donuts.
But yeah, just one thing I've started doing as well is find a guitar tone, bass tone that I like, and then I'll save it. I'll save those tones in the DAW, save them as a preset, and then that saves me rolling through ToneX or whatever, looking for a different amp. If I find one that I really like, stick to it, and then use that as a preset. I've done the same with my master chains, my bus chains. I've gotten presets so that I don't ever have to keep doing it all the time.
The thing to do with it is basically, in your DAW, have a mixing template.
Yep.
So you've got all your plugins on your buses, and then all your plugins that you'd have on your separate channels, and all your plugins are there ready for you on your master chain, and then you don't have to keep dragging and dropping and keep auditioning different plugins. I'm not saying you can't audition plugins every now and again.
Yeah, but I mean, if all you're doing is your own stuff, and you don't have to keep changing, you really should be finding one that you really like and sticking with it. So that you find your own sound and stick to it.
Yeah, and
like
if you're failing,
I do covers, so I have to keep changing the stuff more often than not, tones to sound like the originals.
Yeah,
so then it'll change.
And if you're fairly new to mixing or you're coming back into it, you use the stock plugins inside your DAW. See what they can do, because you can get ready mixers with stock plugins, not a problem.
That's what Bobby does. That's what Bobby keeps teaching. Like, you don't need to spend on expensive plugins. You can do it with the stock stuff that comes in your DAW more often than not.
It's been a long time since I bought a mixing plugin.
Yep.
I think the last plugin I bought were actually a drum gate, that silencer from Black Salt
Audio.
Yeah,
that's worth the money though.
Yeah, that silencer is
that was worth
the best drum gate.
As you said, it literally is sorcery what that thing does.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's just fetched a new plugin for drum mixing, but I'm happy with what I use, so I'm just going to carry on with what I use.
If you're using fucking EST drums, you really don't need to do a hell of a lot to it anyway. I used to like fucking go overboard. Most of the drum software that you get nowadays is mix ready. You literally don't need to do anything to it.
Or as a certain American says, pre-processed.
Yep.
So, I mean, with the pre-processed stuff, what I tend to do is just, if anything, just put a bit of EQ on just for personal taste. Oh, there you go, Ableton.
Hey, Ableton is all I use, dude. In Ableton, though, you can still download, if you don't have them already, the re-plugins. It's all free.
Yeah,
replugs. Just go online and look for replugs. REA plugs, all one word. They're all free, and you literally get limiters, compressors, dynamic compressor, can EQs up the wazoo, and fucking all sorts.
Yeah,
I use MIDI all the time.
I need to get into this ToneX a bit more, and then I'll get a video done on it.
It's incredible the stuff that you get on that ToneX. That is well worth the fucking money.
Yeah, and they're just
if you buy the pedal, you literally have Every fucking amp you can think of and every fucking speaker cab.
They've just done a new update, haven't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You literally have any amp you can think of in any speaker combination. And they've even expanded into effects as well.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty limited though. I mean, you're only getting like reverbs and chorus.
Well, the thing is, behind the Tonex, it was always meant to be used with other pedals.
They've even started like in the Tonex library. Block it's crap to a point. You really need to fucking. It's pretty useless beyond 50%. Above 50%, it's doing fuck all. The gate on the Tonex, but as soon as you hit 50%, you really need to go down in really small increments to get it to dial it in. So,
well, if you've got the Zool, you don't really need another gate. I've heard good stuff about that. Mind you, wants to be good for fucking price.
I mean, the Tonex in the library, there's folk that have even they've even got they've even uploaded like the Neuro stuff.
Yeah, I remember
you can get
saying.
the Neuro Petrucci, Neuro fucking Pliny. There's a couple of the Gojira X ones there as well. I mean, 289 quid or something like that, I think it's going for now.
Yeah, that's about all I paid. Yeah, in fact, I might even pay less for it.
Silly money, but you know, for what you're getting.
Yeah.
As I said, I've found the tones that I like on it. And for my own stuff, I pretty much have my presets so that I don't keep having to trawl through the fucking library and audition fucking amp after amp after amp, and then speaker cab after speaker cab to get the one that I like. So I've just found one that I really liked, and I stick with that.
Yeah.
If I'm doing covers though, I'll look online and find out what amp was used for the recording. If it's not there, I'll try and find one that sounds roughly like it.
Yeah.
That's the only time that I ever have to go looking for one.
See, if I'm going for a certain sound, I'll try and find an IR of the actual cab first, and then I'll go to the amp.
Glenn just put a really good IR, actually. He put it up on his channel. It's a free one. Put it up
because I've got a few
last week.
Like them. Bobby's I use quite a lot, and they're all free. His Octo pack.
Most of all his profiles are only like £5 each.
And there was some I got.
And they're really good. They are really good.
Which were the ones I got the other week? Oh, no, come on. Are you ready?
Oh, the old Fox amps. Holy shit, they were gorgeous, man. So versatile. I mean, my mate had one that he used for the blues band. That thing was so versatile. You could use it for blues, punk, classic rock, metal, because the metal tones you could get off that were brutal.
Oh, my dad's got one of the Vox Valvetronic 50. I'm going to fucking nick that for a couple of weeks and do a video on it.
Just don't blow the valves in it.
No. No.
Mind you get older valves quite cheap now, to be fair.
Yeah. The sea cow cabs aren't bad either. They're pretty good. Which were the ones that I used that I got recently?
Orange do some really nice stuff, though, Block. They just put out a new mini rig, and it's
the new version of
different.
the pedal
Little
baby.
Monster. Aye, something like that, but it's a lunchbox looking thing.
Yeah,
It's,
I think the
you
original.
can get a really, really fucking evil sludge metal fucking tone, or you can have proper fucking metal tones, because like Orange used to be fuzzy all the time.
Yeah,
You couldn't escape the fuzz, but with this one, it's quite versatile. It's got a good range of like nice gainy distortion, and still goes to the fuzz as well.
It comes down a lot of it to the amplifiers they use inside amps. A lot of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff now uses Class D amplifiers. And Class D amplifiers are neutral to everything.
Right.
And they produce a lot more power for the size.
Yep.
I think this one's only 20 watts or something like that. 20 or 40 watts, I think it was. I mean, I think it was Paula reviewed it. What do you call him? The German guy that's always on Blend's channel.
Oh, Christine Kohler. Oh,
no,
Paulie.
Yep.
The bald
That's
guy.
the one. Henning.
Henning Paulie, yeah.
Yep. He reviewed it, and the both of them were singing its praises because of its versatility.
No,
that's the one, Block. Yep. Henning Paulie. Could not think of that guy's name there. Fucking hell. But even they were saying, although it's low wattage, you can still actually use this thing for recording.
Yeah. DNA Digital Night Audio. That was last sort of set of IRs I bought.
Right.
And it was an Engel pack. I'll tell you what, they fucking sound good.
Engel stuff's fucking awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's exactly it, Bill. You don't need to drive it hard. You just need to dial in enough gain to get a good chug.
Yep.
But too many guitarists went into the studios and thought, the old fucking Nigel Tufnell thing, they automatically thought that 11 was the only option. But you don't need that much gain. That one I done for the riffs, I had hardly any gain on the amp at all.
Yeah, same. The thing is, you don't need much gain, but play with aggression.
Mm-hmm. Well, big hands. No option.
And the sex face. Woo!
Yeah. Fucking love that, dude. That was brilliant. Even the one at the end, I wasn't expecting the one at the end.
I had to use that a couple of times.
I was not expecting it.
And that's why I didn't tell you about it.
Yep. Oh, man.
Well, the thing is, Block, I'm sure you can either put one into Tone X or somebody will have a Tone X profile on, aren't there, somewhere for it?
Oh, absolutely. Like I says, you've pretty much got any amp you can think of on the Tone X library. Tube Screamer just for an extra bit of aggression, but controlled aggression.
Just for that bit of push, just to push the amp a bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Just this past couple of weeks, I've been trying to refine my process a wee bit because, what we were saying earlier to Soloski, like I get into that whole option fucking overload.
Yeah,
you know, I had too many plugins.
That's what I'm doing at the minute. Is going through my plugin list.
And
When
more
did I
often
last
than
use
not,
it?
I was just putting them on for the sake of using them because
Yeah.
I'd either bought them or whatever, you know. So I was using them just purely because I thought I had to.
Yeah,
But now I'm trying to reduce everything, even in the mixing process. I'm only putting on exactly what I have to,
yeah, exactly. Well,
only what I really need to.
When we had that private chat all the week,
Yeah,
I showed you my process for guitars.
Yep.
I've got
and
3
it fucking
plugins.
worked.
Yeah, I've got 3 plugins on bus, and half the time I don't even have all 3. Sometimes it's just 2 EQ and a
Mhm.
multiband.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sort of going through my plugins. When did I last use this? If it's like any more than 6 months ago, delete.
Yeah.
If I want it again, I've still got the installers.
Yeah. I like though that because I was already subscribing to Stephen Slate, they basically released all their SSL stuff.
Yeah.
If you were already a subscriber, you automatically just all of a sudden they went, yeah, have all the SSL stuff.
Yeah, I've got SSL stuff. I've got Alreyt stuff if you want to use that.
Yeah. And holy fuck,
I've
some of
tried
that
some
stuff is
Harrison
amazing,
stuff,
man. Harrison stuff I did not like.
Yeah, I'm not.
I actually heard from quite a few people, not even people in the same Discord groups, but I'm talking from different people in different groups, saying that Harrison, a lot of their stuff doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
It looks like it's doing something, but it doesn't really do anything. The SSL stuff, plus the UI on the Harrison stuff is bollocks. It looks cheap and nasty.
Yeah,
really dated.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. It looks very dated, Harrison stuff. But now,
I mean, at least with the SSL stuff, okay, it still looks analog.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice user interface it's got.
Yeah. I'm tending to find that I'm using more analog looking plugins these days.
Yep, same.
I mean, I
For
use
the same reason as Bobby used to say, to get away from the numbers.
Yeah. The SSL stuff, some of the slight digital stuff, especially on drums, I really like how that stuff sounds on drums on the virtual mix rack.
Mm-hmm.
And some stock stuff in Studio One.
Compressors, like I'll more often than not, I'm only using the Ableton stock stuff.
Yeah.
For the master compressor, though, I'm using the Tekelnikov again. Started using it again.
I mean, Tokyo Donut Audio, they do some really good. I mean, the free stuff's good.
It's free as well. That fucking compressor is a beast, and it's fucking free.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a free version of that. They do a free version of their EQ, which is another good EQ. There's quite a few of the plugins they do a free version of.
There was one that he who shall not be named had on his channel a few weeks ago. It was GVST limiter.
The G-Clip.
G-Clip, that was it. G-Clip.
Yeah.
Cannot get it anymore. Can't get it anymore.
No?
Nope. Ages down. You can get it on other sites, but I'm not going to do that. I can't get it from the original.
Remind me tomorrow. I'll send you installer files because I did manage to get it.
Nice one, because I really like the look of that one, the G-Clip.
Yeah, I have used that on a few mixers. Yeah, I never upgraded to Easy Drummer 3. I've still got Easy Drummer 2, but I've not used that for absolutely ages. I've got the free version of Cream Drums.
Yeah, same here. I've got the free one.
But I mainly use, at the minute, either Drums Against Humanity from Ugritown, or Hertz Drums. Sometimes
Drums Against Humanity is fucking really good.
Yeah.
Been using that quite a bit. And it's mostly that or Extinction Level.
Stigmatized. I've used that for Spinado drums on a couple of things here and there as well. They're
not coming back, Ugriton?
No, they aren't quit. They are still there. Somebody else has partnered up with Tony.
I saw that recently.
Ron's left, and he's doing the Loudstack project. So he's got. So at the minute he's got loads of MIDI. He did have a few NAM profiles on there, but he's coming out with his own thing next whenever. I've not spoken to him yet. I'm going to ping him. Called True Tone or something. It's going to be sort of like based on the sort of one knob thing, which just is a tone. Just crack on.
One knob. Fuck's sake, they really didn't think that through, did they?
Nope.
They didn't look into the context in other countries. They really should have.
Or they did.
Well, aye. Yeah. True.
I mean, you've got to hand it to Jens. He's a fucking top producer.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a couple of them one knobs.
Tyler's sending me like coil porn. Hey, yeah, they look quite nice. He's done some nice ones.
How many braids did he get up to?
He hasn't braided them.
Tyler, I know where you can get a couple of really good tutorials for braids.
I keep telling him talk to you.
I know a really good
would that
tutorials.
Be on the Wire Talk channel?
It just so happens it's on the Wire Talk with Big G channel. Yeah, there's a playlist specifically for coil building, and the only two tutorials that I have now on my channel are the Spanish braid and Celtic braid.
Hola.
It will kill your hands, Tyler, but the trick is just keep doing it. Or wear rubber gloves.
Hey, whoa, go steady. There's no need for that talk on here.
Latex gloves. Wear latex gloves because you still
Oh, it's getting
get
even
the
worse.
feel of the wire.
Latex.
Heads out the gutter, boys.
You might as well use a ball gag while you're at it. You know?
Bend over and cough.
But no, keep at it. Just keep doing it because the more you do it, you get the calluses.
You will.
It's
get
only
like
it's only sore for the first couple of days, but
You do get calluses. It's the friction.
I'm going to shut the
We've
fuck up now.
gone from plugins to fucking coil building and hairdressing.
You get a lot of good free stuff on Spitfire Labs for synthesizers and rings. You know, like pianos,
Yeah.
violins, stuff like that, orchestral stuff. You can even get a lot of good traditional string instruments and whatnot, and wind instruments through Spitfire Labs for free.
Yeah,
And they're really nice.
I looked at Spitfire, but I've not really looked at it.
They've got a free one. It's a symphonic plug-in, and it's the BBC Philharmonic that recorded for the sounds. And they're giving it away for free.
Yeah, I think I've heard about that. But, I mean, most of the time, if I put any keyboardy stuff on my songs, I just end up using Stop Wanting Studio One.
The pianos you get on Spitfire Labs are gorgeous.
Cool.
Really nice.
Tyler is just down to Stubbs.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit, Block. That's a bit of a boo-boo.
Yep. Oops.
Yeah.
See how Tyler's only admitted to knowing a girl once.
Yep.
She meets him once, and it's an instant impression.
Yep. That's it. He's off girls for life.
Donald Labby's in America.
I can imagine Block.
Setting fire to people is a bit.
Yeah. It's a bit extreme.
Uh-huh. Horrible way to go, man.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Yes, I had to do that dad joke. It was in my head and it wouldn't go away. So
you just had to let it out.
Oh, I know, Block. It was business.
Yeah, I know that sort of business. Not the sort of business you want to be involved in.
No.
Because it comes back on you.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Tell you what, though, it's good to see Scott doing kind of fairly regular content now.
Absolutely.
Because I'm talking about his content, I had to use the name. Okay. That's one. Only get 2 more strikes.
Has anybody actually heard anything from him?
Yes?
Well, that's good then. I saw
Beetlejuice.
he put something up the other day.
Yeah, his new his new pack for the neural. I think it's the Omega for his black metal tones.
Mm-hmm. It's actually got a Easter sale, I think, at the moment.
I think he probably has. Might have a look at that because
Yeah.
might get one of the. I think he's got one with black metal multi-tracks,
Mm-hmm.
which will be good for doing some demos on.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the perfect sort of head for Easter, hasn't he?
You know he's watching. You know he's fucking watching. He's always watching.
I hope he is. We do need to have him on again at some point just to get the
Scott. There, I said it 3 times.
Get the insult
Bad.
again. It's great.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's what I do like him for that though, because you really can get some really good insults. Absolutely.
Oh, he's yeah.
I think he'll fucking take it as good as he can give it as well.
Yeah. That's how it should be though. If you're going to dish shit out, you've got to be able to take that back.
He fucking had a go at me for my Lord of the Riffs video. He said, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" He says, "Actual production? What the fuck?" Cheeky prick.
Hi.
Bye.
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 Hi, bye.
Hi and bye from the Scottish Joe 90.
You get one as well.
It won't be a stream if I didn't get one of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think we've all had people in our lives like that, Block. I've had friends who've been not the most honest of individuals, shall we say. And when their name comes up, you think, oh, shit.
A certain individual from the northeast.
I know people from all over the country.
Yeah.
I know a couple of very well-known ones from Nottingham as well.
Well,
Mm.
The Baileys, Carl.
Fucking Baileys.
I actually used to, when I worked the door, I worked for V8 Security.
Yeah.
And I used to drive for Chris. I used to actually drive Chris's Range Rover. I'll tell you a story. I don't know if you know Lincoln, which near where I used to live. I'm driving through Lincoln, and you've got the bit goes up the hill to the cathedral.
Yep.
10 to 2 in the morning, because it's door work, so late nights. And I'm driving up there in his Range Rover, number plate CB69. I'm driving up there quite happily with Chris by the side of me because he'd had a few to drink. I look in the mirror and I've got a cop car behind me. I'm not doing that wrong. I haven't been drinking, so it's all right. Looked again. There's another police car behind as well. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get fucking tucked there. I know I'm getting pulled. With that, Chris went to me and went, Matt, I should have told you, but we don't need to get stopped. What do you mean we don't need to get stopped? With that blue lights going, get pulled over. He had a 9mm Browning automatic in the glove box and 2 clips of ammunition in the driver's side door pocket. And I'm
Fucking
sat
hell.
there talking to a copper who knows me, saying, why are you driving this? Blah, 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 saying this. And I'm like, no, nothing, mate. No, everything's all right. Anything in the vehicle that shouldn't be? No.
No.
Don't search it. Don't search it. With that, their radio went off. They had a shout on in town because somebody had kicked off. There'd be a fight going on. They fucked off. All right.
Thank God for hooligans.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
Well, when I used to work at my old job at Tesco's warehouse, I didn't work for Tesco's, but it was a Tesco's warehouse.
Yeah.
Because one at shifts, we finished at 11:30. No end of times I used to get fucking pulled up. Anyway, there was this one night, and this be when there were only 1 or 2 petrol stations that were still open at that time of night. So we're talking early 90s here. And I called in, petrol station was shut, so I pulls back out. All of a sudden, blue lights. What were you doing in there? Well, I was seeing if they were fucking open, dickhead. Where have you been? I'm in fucking overalls. Like, where the fuck do you think I've been? Been at work, dickhead. And I'll overlook in your car. Whatever. Opens the boot up for him. Guess what? I got it back. Fucking bullet belt.
Nice.
It's a bullet belt, dickhead. What's that for? Well, I'm not. There's no rank. They're all fucking empty.
They're like you, officer. They're dummies.
Nice.
Oh,
You know, because I used to work like 4 nights a week on the door as well as a day job. I used to get pulled nearly every fucking night.
Oh, yeah, there was some weeks I could get pulled up every fucking night on my own.
It's like they knew my car, they'd searched it countless times, they knew where I worked, they knew who I was, they knew everything.
That's why they knew where you worked, so they knew you were a doorman. And as I'm sure you know, doormen are usually dodgy.
Some.
Yes, so that's why.
I wasn't that dodgy at that
dodgy
time.
we are being the fucking doorman.
I wasn't that dodgy at that time. I didn't say I wasn't dodgy, but I wasn't that dodgy.
I rest my case.
I may have done some bad things.
Yeah. Haven't we
Yeah.
all?
Oh, yes.
We all learned from it.
The evil wizard, the early years.
Yeah.
And he was but an apprentice.
Running with the law.
Mm-hmm.
The
Had some
police
run-ins with them, but thankfully I was never charged. Thankfully.
I'm just glad our police are not like American police, because it just strikes me that American police are like so over the top.
Yep. Well, it's because they get bonuses per.
It's like they want to shoot somebody instantly.
You know what I mean? Per quota, they get a bonus. So they're forced to get as many as they can.
Yeah.
At least with our police, they're not too bad.
Yeah.
Most of them.
I mean, I remember sitting. We used to go to this car park. It wasn't what you're thinking before you fucking say anything, Matt. We used to go there to get stoned. Okay? Not that kind of car park.
What?
Oh. No kink shaming here, but anyway, it was only to get stoned. Anyway, we were outside of our district. We crossed district, so it's effectively like crossing a state line in America. So we would go travel miles and miles just to sit in this car park, sit and skin up, sit and get absolutely wasted. So I'm sitting there. We'd arrived. We were waiting on our mate Chris turning up. He had his car full of more of our mates. So there was like 4 of us in my cousin's car. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I'm sitting in the passenger seat in my cousin's car, and I'm sitting skinning up for him, rolling a joint, and I just see the car pulling in, and I'm like, "Oh, that'll be Chris." Carried on. Next thing, dink, 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 a knock, and I just went, thinking it was him, thinking it was my mate Chris. I just automatically put the finger up. Next thing, the torch is shining on my lap, and I'm like, oh. And I just see the fucking hand doing that, like roll the window down. Roll the window down, and he's like, "All right there, lads.
Keep fit window.
What he's doing then?" And I'm like, nothing. He's like, that yours then? And I'm like, turned around and looked at my cousin because it was his gear. So I looked at him, and thankfully my cousin went, "No, it's mine." And I was like, "Oh, thank fuck for that." I'm caught in the act, so like I'm just as fucking guilty. Do you know what I mean? And he was like, "So where are you from?" And I'm like, "Clydebank." Like, a bit far from Clydebank, are you not? So what are you doing here then? I'm like the view, nice and quiet. And he's like, "Yeah, get to fuck, go home." And he's like, "If you're not leaving within the next 5 minutes, you're getting booked, charged, whatever there was." They used to say, and we're like, "Okay." Never fucking driven back so quick in our lives. But my cousin was told, he took a note of his registration, and my cousin was told that he would receive notification of the Procurator Fiscal. But thankfully, the 2 years passed, because it used to be like 2 years, and if he didn't hear it within that 2 years, it was thrown out, But he never heard anything. But every time he got a letter through the post, he was shitting himself.
I think half the time, the police must catch no end of people with a bit of weed, and most coppers just look and go, "It's just some lads having a few spliffs."
Oh, yeah,
We're used to it in that car park. Everybody went there to get wasted. Or other stuff, because funnily enough, while we were there, we were laughing because we could see a car with all the lights out, and we could just see somebody like that. We could just see the silhouette of somebody like that, and we're like, what are he's up to then?
Oh, it's like when years went to Monsters of Rock, went down with a couple of mates at ours. And he were absolutely crapping himself because he got a bit of block with him. I had as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, what if they search me? So, well, why? How much have you got? And he got the fucking tiniest at me, were like literally that big. I says, if coppers see you with that, they'll fucking laugh at you.
Yep.
I says, yeah, my block's about that big.
Yeah. Oh, Bill, I think I said about this before, but my old punk band, were playing the Wicker Man Festival years ago, like 2001, 2002. My mate had sparked up a big 5 Skinner. We're standing at the top of the hill, just looking over the whole festival, soaking up the atmosphere. And it was weed. It wasn't solid. Yeah. So this was stinking. And I just happened to do a double take. I turned around and looked because I smelt it, and I'm like, "Ooh." Done that, like literally done a double take, because standing next to my mate Dave that had just sparked up was 2 coppers. and the wind was blowing in their direction, and the coppers just standing there like,
they don't care. They really don't. It's
Well,
like,
I mean, amount of times been camping at Donington, and fucking coppers have just joined in.
well, it was all families.
Hey, have you got any
It was all
spare
families.
beer? There you go.
Oh, what? I know I heard about that block. Spain as well. It's been decriminalised in Spain because last time I was there, I thought I was seeing things, but there was, you know, like you used to walk along the beachfronts in Spain and you would get like the wee pop-up bars.
Yeah.
It was a pop-up bar, but there was no alcohol. It was just all bongs that were lined up, and I thought I was fucking seeing things. It wasn't until I got home I went online and I was looking and I saw that it had been decriminalised. Yeah.
But when we offer
It was all families at that festival, though.
Exactly, Tyler.
it explains a lot about your education, that does, Tyler. It's ridiculous, the law in this country on weed.
As I mean, it's been legalised for medicinal use.
Yeah.
But you have to still go through private clinics.
Yep.
Health service here will not touch it. It's because it's privatised already. It's too expensive for them now to get into. So they've effectively created a Wild West for organised farms to get in on the act and become legitimate. So, but the governments here are still too stuck in the past and will never change their ways.
The thing is, you've still got the arseholes out there going, oh, weed is the gateway drug to heroin.
Oh, you know, yeah.
Yep. And what are they using for treating addiction in America? Using weed for a lot of addiction issues now.
Have people started on weed and eventually in their life ended up on heroin? Yeah.
But yes, but do you know why?
It's not a gateway drug.
No.
Right, here's the thing, right? Do you know why it's a why it was always regarded as a gateway drug? Because it was black market.
Yep.
That's why. More often than not, you were going to a dealer, they were making money, or very little money, from the sale of just weed. So they had to expand into other drugs. So you were going there, get only weed, and then most of the dealers were going, got this other gear if you want to try it as well. And too many thick fuckers are going to go, hey, I'll try that.
The sad thing is, people.
If it was legal, you would never get that issue.
You know, I'm not talking out of turn. You know, a friend of Tyler's, a close friend of his, unfortunately passed away from. He eventually got onto meth and he got onto other things. You know, the terrible shame about that is there are people, and I'm not saying he was stupid. I'm trying to say it in a way without insulting Tyler here, but I'm not saying he was stupid. He was kind of stupid for doing what he did. But, I mean, he doesn't deserve to die, obviously. Nobody does in that position. But, you know, unfortunately, in his friend's case, it was because it was laced with fentanyl as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fuck all to do with the illegal drug market. The fentanyl was down to the government.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, just like Bill said there, I mean, here's the contradiction. They will make a drug, because I don't regard it as a drug. If you ask me, it's not. It is purely a medicinal herb. But they will keep that illegal. But they will allow hardcore fucking opioids and opiates.
Yeah.
And allow people to become addicted to them legitimately.
Yeah.
Because they're all right.
Through the health service.
Yeah, but they're all right for you.
They're all right.
Oh, they're totally all right for you. Aye, they're totally all right.
because they've been backed by a big pharma.
Mm.
That's what you want, blokes. Finding money like that.
We just need younger, more fucking liberal thinking, forward thinking politicians to become front benchers and realise how fucking much of a wasted opportunity they've had through medicinal and recreational cannabis.
Yeah.
You will have far less people becoming alcoholics, far less people becoming addicted to opioids.
Well, you never hear of alcohol being made illegal, do you? And yet alcohol causes more damage than anything.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's my uncle. My uncle is an alcoholic, right? He's been sober for it's well over 5-6 years now.
Good on him.
Only because he's able to use weed. And he's got such easy access to it.
But
it's not legal. They won't treat addiction here for it.
No.
And they're also using it for a lot of mental conditions and mental health issues as well. Certain strains are really good for certain mental health conditions.
Well, I mean, obviously that has to be researched when it's mental health. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because of possible side effects. You know,
well, it depends on the strains. Again, that's why I said certain strains.
Yeah.
Because certain, like, I mean, if you're on like an indica, that can lead to heavy paranoia.
No, Block. They didn't ban glue in Newport.
They just ban Newport instead.
Yeah. God, that place is a shithole.
Yeah. But like alcohol and us with these keep saying, oh, these fruity flavours that are attracted to kids. Hold on. What about all these fruity flavoured fucking beers?
Yeah. But that's only because of irresponsible fucking vendors.
Exactly.
In
It's all
that
your
case,
corner shops.
They had proper,
It's
if
the
they
same
had
corner
proper
shops
fucking.
that'll sell beer and cigarettes that are selling, well, disposables.
Exactly. They'll spend the money on proper enforcement for alcohol and tobacco.
Yeah.
They won't spend the money on proper enforcement for vaping.
Nope.
So that's what's led to it being abused.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Does that make sick and queasy like a drug pusher?
Well, you never know.
Because he doesn't know fuck all about alcohol. Oh, it tastes of pineapple and lemongrass. Shut the fuck up, you twat. I want to taste beer, not fucking lemongrass.
They just need, do you know what? It fucking annoys the fuck out of me. Like, governments just don't allow people to fucking be responsible or irresponsible enough for their own actions.
Let people make their own decisions.
Exactly. I mean, I like the idea. Actually,
today. Fuck the devil. Fuck God. I'm responsible for my own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Let me kill Minster.
Actually, well respected the Scottish government because they introduced as a pilot scheme for the whole of the UK. It was certain areas in Scotland were picked for being a pilot for this scheme for legalised use of certain drugs. Well, not legalised, but decriminalised. You could go there and freely use, but it was under supervision of qualified people who knew the adverse side effects, who knew how to keep the stuff clean, safe to use, safe enough to use,
Sacrilege.
and the correct dosages to be safe within the safe boundaries. And it worked. And I have the utmost respect for the Scottish governments for allowing that, but never heard anything else about that.
No.
It would seem to have disappeared again. I was actually thinking, no, here's some actual fucking progress. Because I thought maybe they're actually about it. Because I don't know if you remember the Conservatives. Eve! How's it going, dude?
How you doing, bud?
The Conservatives really
Humans.
surprised me because
Humans,
they
how
were
dare
actually
you.
talking about introducing, like, decriminalising all drug use.
Not me, Steve.
They were talking about decriminalising all drug use. The only people they were going to criminalise were the actual dealers.
Yeah.
It was basically saying the people that are using should not be held responsible for it actually being out there in the public. If it's there, of course people are going to fucking use it.
Absolutely.
Why should they be treated as criminals? And I thought, oh, here's a bit of forward thinking.
I would suggest that is the UK government stopping the Scottish government from doing it.
Probably.
Here's the thing, in order for something that big to go ahead, they would have needed Parliament's backing.
True.
Because that's a UK law when it comes to drugs. It's a UK law. They would have had to have had the backing from Parliament.
The amount of money that is wasted on trying to catch people for cannabis.
Yeah.
The fucking police over here could not give a fuck because of it. They're just, it's a waste of their time. It really is. You will not get stopped for weed over here unless you're growing or dealing. I've seen people in the town here blatantly walking about with joints and police driving by them, not even batting an eyelid.
Yep.
Because it ain't worth their fucking time.
No, they've got more important things to do.
They've got to arrest people for posts they put on Facebook and Twitter.
Sadly, no, Steve. I'm not going this year. I'll be there next year if it's still going. But this year I'm having to save my money for Key in July.
I hate to say it, but the plan that I've seen for Expo this year, it isn't so much of a map as a very, very tiny pamphlet.
I don't go for the vendors or anything anyway. I just go to see the people.
That's the only reason I could see the point in going now.
Yeah.
I mean, last year I sat in the actual fucking expo. I mean, I sat there all day, but I mean, I wandered round once each day, and I sat there and just talking to people the rest of the day.
I want to say, well, we
best part was like seeing Lee and Lisa, Jenny and Nick, Jane,
we were just sat chilling for most of the day, weren't we?
Yep. And then all the guys back at the hotel, seeing all the folk back at the hotel as well. That was the main attraction for me. Of course, Steve.
I don't think there'll be many more expos, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think there will be either.
The way things are going, I don't see it myself, but I hope it is. Hope there is, because I mean, it's the social aspect that I love about it.
Yeah.
And like we've said, when you go over and see your mate in Liverpool,
yep,
that's
going in September.
Yeah, that's going to be cheaper for everybody to just have a good night out with each other.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly what I'm doing, Lisa.
I mean, I'm sure we can book.
I'll be doing that with you.
At Chasing.
Yep.
Book a room and breakfast.
Yeah, me and Steve sat in a right good natter for a good couple of hours about back injuries.
Yeah.
God,
we're not starting that conversation.
Oh, you don't want to start that conversation with Steve, that's all I'm saying.
We could have that conversation. I'll have a conversation with him.
Jesus Christ. It's like something like a fucking horror movie.
Oh no, he is pretty ugly. I mean, no, it isn't good.
It was really good to see everybody though.
Unfortunately, Tyler, I think you're going to miss. Well, you're definitely going to miss what Expo was.
Yep.
I
did as well. Because I mean, it was significantly smaller when I went.
2015 was the first one I went to.
I mean,
And I'll tell you this, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, last couple we've been to, it's basically been a fucking disposable fest.
Aye. Highlight for me for the expo last year was seeing everybody and dinner at the Indian.
Yeah.
The dinner at the Indian for Jane's birthday was fucking awesome. Such a good laugh as well, man. It's weird because I mean a lot of the folk practically everybody that I was talking to, known them for years. It was the first time properly meeting them in person.
Yeah.
What you and Lisa?
Exactly. Yeah.
Known you for a good few years, but fuck's sake, it's the first time I'd probably met you.
It's weird how
Jenny.
you look at people on camera and you think what they're going to be like in real life, and then you meet them and you realise. Like the first time I met Chris Bell, I thought, yeah, Chris will be a big lad, and then I met him and I towered over Chris.
Yeah.
I'm about a good 4 inches taller than Chris.
Yeah.
And Chris came up, looked up at me, went, "You weren't fucking lying about you're a big lad." Well, yeah, but I'm 4 inches.
I mean,
I'm 4
one
inches
thing
shorter now than I should be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one thing hearing Shrek's a big guy, but when you see him in real life, you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Well, we went down the year before we met you, so 2 years ago.
Mm.
And Flat Cap was staying at the hotel as well. And they stood Flat Cap and Shrek side to side. And Shrek's bigger than Flat Cap.
Love you, Steve.
Yes. Gareth he's a big lad.
Yeah, he's a big lad.
Aye. Oh, another highlight of Expo last year. Jay turning up in the caravan.
Oh,
we wondered, we heard that he was coming over. Like,
you telling us about that?
we heard that he was coming, like before he'd announced to anybody. You know, he was just going to surprise everybody. We knew where he was parked, so we went over. Me and Jenny were fucking hanging the whole fucking caravan right the way down the length of the fucking thing. Me and Jenny start fucking rocking the fucking thing. Next thing the window opens and Jay's head just kind of upside down, just kind of, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I love Jay. I really do. He's such a pikey, Jay. He's a
Laura!
He's a proper pikey.
Oh man, it was funny as hell.
First year I met him, he was wandering around Expo, and it was the first year they got the gimbal fucking cameras, and he had this gimbal. Honest to God, it looked like an anal probe. Every time I walk round the corner, Jay's walking towards you. I said, Jay, if that goes in my face one more time, I said, you know where it's going, don't you? I went, put it this way, you won't need a rectal exam. He went, I'm a fat boy.
That little
he just doesn't give a fuck though.
Yeah, that little camera we've got that we do vlogs with, whether it's on this channel or second channel, guaranteed everywhere we go, somebody comments on it. Everywhere. Good effort.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, of course I'm going to call you a redneck, Tyler, because you look like a fucking redneck.
It's a good song, though. And a fucking hilarious video.
Yeah, Tyler isn't really Randy Blythe, though, is he?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
He ain't quite got the voice. Tyler's more like Chad Kruger.
Oh,
Oh,
there's no need
shots
for that
fired.
level of abuse.
Jesus, Matt.
Actually, I feel a bit guilty about that. I'm
So you
sorry.
should. Fucking hell, man. I can
Yeah,
know that my back teeth are floating.
I can't imagine Tyler doing fucking Randy Blythe style vocals. Oh, I'm back teeth floating.
What, you got to wait till June 1st before you can have a beer, Hanky? Fucking hell.
Oh, that. Tonight. Skull.
Well, I'll give you that, Tyler. If you wanted to be anybody, I'd sooner be Randy Blythe, personally.
Oh, Randy's an awesome dude.
I saw the video. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Randy Blythe turned up, the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah.
They were having one of their "we hate gays, we hate niggers, all of that."
Yeah.
Like, we hate everybody like they do. Sorry about the N-word if I offend anyone, but all of that. And Randy Blythe turns up in a pink cowboy hat with a pink boa on, shouting abuse at the Westboro Baptist Church. I was like, yes. I was like, that doesn't get any better. If you're going to get anybody coming back at you, Randy Blythe, I thought that's just gold. That is.
Have you seen that? Oh, there's a video circulating online. They were doing some festival somewhere. A security guard weren't going to let him in. Let him up on stage. Because he didn't have his pass on him.
Yeah.
Until one of the crew said, he's fucking singer at band. Anyway, they did a follow-up. Security guard come into the dressing room and Randy went, no, out. You've not got your pass.
I like Randy Blythe. He's a fucking intelligent guy.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's awesome.
And he's got a real good sense of humour.
He's almost up there with sort of Henry Rollins.
He's got that intelligence level where he can take the piss out of people.
Yeah. But yeah, security guard went. I think it was a different festival, and they got a security guard into his dressing room, and he went, "Nope, out."
Do like Lamb of God.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, they're fucking awesome live as well.
Yeah,
Seen them a couple of times.
Well, he got banged up, didn't he? Got put in prison.
Yeah,
Briefly.
Czech Republic. Yeah, that's
only done a couple of months at the most.
Yeah, I keep meaning to have a look for that book online. Get that book of his, and Gary Holtz as well, because he's just put a book out as well.
Time for a Davros break.
Davros break.
Exterminate.
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 Yeah. I'm glad you noticed, Tyler. I'm glad you noticed. Just had it done yesterday.
Must be 4 years since I've had mine done.
Yeah.
Fucking last time they did it, they cut it to fucking short. Fucking hell, we're up here and fucking chopped beard rate up here. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah. Lisa.
Yeah. 1st of June, I think that comes in.
Yeah, so they'll literally just be getting rid of old stock.
Yeah, because I have noticed in a lot of emails that are coming through now that everybody's trying to get shut at disposables. They're putting them on fucking sale.
Yep. Funnily enough, that's what Tyler's saying.
Yeah. Same here as well.
Jesus, that was quick.
That's what she said.
Don't spoil it.
It was the best 35 seconds of her life.
That was an emergency evacuation.
Oh. Quick
There is
dump.
No, just a quick pee.
Just as long as it
Kinda
weren't
glad.
alpha type pee straight into slippers.
Mm.
Nothing worse than soggy
Oh.
slippers.
Lee, you're on the good stuff.
Yeah.
San
We're
Miguel.
matchy tonight. We're matchy.
Matchy. It is.
Fucking good stuff though, man. I love that.
San
It's
Miguel.
my favourite beer.
Morrison's. 12 bottles for a tenner.
I get 2 cans of 10 bottles. 10 bottles per crate. 20 quid.
That's not bad.
£10
Those
a
big
crate,
cans.
to be fair, it's not bad. It's not a bad price.
440ml cans, 10 for a tenner.
Go on then, Block. What is your
San
tipple?
Miguel's fucking lovely, man.
I don't like lagery beer, but even I like San Miguel. I do.
See,
Yep.
I tend to go on more sort of lagers when weather's sort of starting to get a bit warmer.
Yeah.
Because I
I agree
find
with
sort
that.
of like stouts and whatever you tend to be a bit heavy in summer.
Yeah. I mean, I like my Guinness, but in summer it's a bit too heavy.
Can't beat a San Miguel in summer.
Yeah.
No.
Or just straight out the fridge.
It could be worse.
The Polish do.
Yeah.
Some good
Doo-doo.
beer.
He said doo-doo.
I said doo.
It could be worse. We could be drinking fucking Carling Black Label.
Tyler, there's no need for that.
Fuck's sake. Okay, he deserved the Chad Kroger comment.
You
He's
cannot.
heading for a ban, isn't he?
Yep.
He's heading for a timeout at Naughty Step.
Tyler,
I don't like vodka. I don't like vodka, but the Polish, they do some nice vodka.
That's different.
Yeah, I've never been a vodka fan.
Same here, but I tasted a Polish vodka years ago and it actually tasted sweet. It was like not overly sweet. It was still quite dry, but it was sweetened.
I don't mind a
And it
nice
was
single malt every
beautiful.
now and again.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, now you're talking. I can drink whiskey again.
Yes.
Oh, swear to God, see when I was on holiday in October and I managed to keep that Jameson's down, I literally did nearly weep.
Tyler, you are going to get banned in a minute. You've only got to say one more beer, right? And that's your third strike.
What, the old life beer?
If it starts with an M and ends in a
Oh, right.
he's out. That's it.
No, starts
you
with
were
an M
talking
and
about
ends
the
in a
old-
light.
thought you were talking about the Stella.
Well, yeah, that'd be just as fucking.
That's what it's called, the old wife beater in Glasgow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
same
it
round
is
here.
everywhere over here, isn't it?
Mm.
It's,
Yeah.
every pisshead drinks it.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'll tell you what I had. I've not seen it for years. When we went to see Cavalera Brothers, went to Sheffield Corporation. No, not Corporation, Lead Mill. Red Stripe. I thought, fucking hell, I've not seen that for years.
I had to stay off that stuff because I got a can of Red Stripe years ago, like late 90s,
Yeah.
and it had glass in it.
Oh,
Luckily, I hadn't drank it out of the can. I was pouring it into a glass, so that was the only reason I noticed it. But yeah, like about 2 or 3 chunks of glass, about a centimetre across.
Yeah, that'd be good for you.
uh-huh.
Fuck's sake, ban him.
Fucking LMD 2020. Jesus.
I've noticed you can't be serious. Go and have a drink of your Knob Creek whiskey. Go on.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not fucking whiskey.
Whiskey should only be called whiskey if it comes from Ireland or Scotland.
Yeah, it's a bourbon, isn't it?
Yep. Which
Although the
technically is a whiskey, but it isn't.
Yeah, the Welsh one, Penderyn, that's quite nice.
I've heard quite a lot
Heard
about
that.
it. Never had it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
I've only tried one of the miniature ones just to try it. It is nice. It's not a patch on Jameson's, don't get me wrong, but it is nice.
If you can find it in your supermarket, try Auchentoshan sometime.
Yeah, that's nice.
Auchentoshan is gorgeous. I mean, that was supposed to be a sipping bottle that I had when I got it for Christmas, and it didn't even last until New Year's.
Yes, we saw the evidence.
Yeah. So did Nick and Jenny, and they laughed.
Hey, if we can't have a
I
good
turned
blowout
up.
on a Christmas stream, when the fuck can we have a good blowout?
Turned up at one of the games nights in Nick and Jenny's with a bottle of Bucky just a few weeks ago. Oh man, it was fucking lovely. The good thing about Bucky, no hangover. Whiskey? Oh, yeah, hangover. Totally worth it though, but hangover.
See, it don't matter what I drink, and I can mix my drinks. I don't get hangovers.
I rarely get a hangover, but I do with whiskey.
Oh, Glenmorangie, now you're talking, Bill.
Glenmorangie stuff is really nice.
Yeah.
Any of the
Christ,
stuff that's unpeated.
Garage.
Any of the stuff that's unpeated is generally nice. If it's a single malt, if it's blended, nah.
No.
Tyler.
That Glenmorangie I've got single.
Right, let me just explain something to you. Paddy's, there's a reason that the Irish called it Paddy's, and that they sell it and export it, and it's not drunk in Ireland. It's shit. The Irish bottle it, sell it to all the fucking muppets that think it's an Irish whiskey. Okay?
They piss in it. They piss in a bottle.
It's fucking shit.
They drink the good stuff, then piss into a bottle and sell it to the rest of the world.
The Irish keep the good stuff, believe me. The Irish don't give away good alcohol.
Yep.
They're very stingy like that.
Yeah.
Or sensible.
Well, that's it. They sell it to Yanks because they'll know all the drink is piss.
Well, yeah, because every American that comes to Ireland's great grandmother came from County Cork, so they must be Irish, you know. Fuck off.
Oh, fucking.
It's coming that time of year again when the Yanks come over to Ireland again. You know, they come over and all of a sudden they're real Irish people. Well, you're not. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grolsch, I've not drunk that since fucking 90s either.
Same. Early 90s as well.
Yeah. It's because you've had a shower. That's why it's gone down.
Anyway, we've told you, Tyler, if you want a good Irish whiskey, you need to go with something like Jameson's.
Yep.
Yep. I'll agree.
There's a whole range of Jameson's from
Jameson's is lovely.
Anything from there, just run-of-the-mill stuff.
I was just going to say that their bog standard Jameson's is so smooth because even their bog standard stuff's triple distilled.
They do, which I was saying the other day to Alana, I want to get hold of a bottle because I don't drink whiskey much now. I want to get hold of a bottle of, they do a triple distilled in sherry casks.
Ooh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
The stuff that comes from sherry casks is lovely.
It's got that. Jameson's is sweet anyway, but
yeah,
it's got that sort of. People have described it as like that, like not trifle, but that sort of flavour.
This one I've got is the stout edition, and it's
like you can't actually taste it, but when you breathe, you more get a sense of it rather than tasting it.
That could be a problem, actually, taking Tyler to a real Irish pub. He's going to get breathed on by an Irish farmer and he'll be pissed.
Do we?
The farmers around here, they'll have him pissed, I'll tell you.
Oh,
not take much with fucking pissed beer he drinks.
That's one thing. The Irish, they love foreigners. Like, they love people. I'm talking visiting foreigners, by the way.
Yeah.
They love visitors. Their hospitality is second to none.
Yep. Oh, it's great hospitality.
They will have you hammered. You don't understand if you're a teetotaler that it just does. It's not in their vocabulary.
Teetotal does not mean less drink. It means zero. Look.
Yeah, it's just like I didn't used to drink when I first came back. When I first came over here.
What do you mean you don't drink?
And I was like, I don't drink, and they're kind of like,
exactly, Tyler. Your beer is shit.
Looking at me like I was speaking a different language.
Yeah, you get that puzzled look, don't you?
You'll take a pint, won't you? Oh, I don't drink.
He'll have a pint.
But it's just a beer. It's just a beer. Like, you'll take a pint, won't you? No, I don't drink.
It's
Give him a whiskey, sure. Give him a whiskey.
That's why when we come over for Northwest sometime, Matt said, that's it. We're off down at the pub first night.
The best one, right, is if you go round somebody's house like Alana's mum's. Guarantee this. You walk in someone's house and you'll get, are you hungry? No, I'm all right. I'm fine. Look, do you want a cuppa? So always you get a cuppa.
You'll always get a cuppa.
Always.
Yep.
You want a sandwich with it? No, I'm all right. I'll get something in a bit. I'm fine, thank you. Yeah. I'll do you a sandwich then. I'll do you. You end up with like a 2-course meal.
See, one of the cafes I used to go to.
Yeah.
Yep. One of the cafes that I used to go to all the time with Lauren. Went there just a few weeks ago, actually, with my mum and my uncle. And I don't know how they make any money. I really don't, because like every time that I was in, I'd have like either fish and chips, cod and chips, or a roast beef dinner, right? And the roast beef it just fell apart.
Yeah.
You looked at it, it just fell apart. It was so tender. But you would eat and you'd be like, oh God, I'm stuffed, man, I'm fucking stuffed, because it was massive fucking plates you were getting.
And you make the mistake of looking away.
They would, you would be sitting there like, oh fucking hell, I'm stuffed. And the waitress would come over, Angela, she would come over and she'd be like, oh, you finished? I'll go and get you more. Like, no, don't.
It's like the amazing refillable plate. It's
You've not had enough. You've not had enough. You need. I'll get you more. I'll get you. There's more through the back anyway. I'll get you more. And you're like, no.
Yeah. Well, back in
How
day,
the fuck do you make money?
went to my old vocalist's house one day. Fair enough. We've been out supping it afternoon, and his mum would go, "Do you want a drink?" Yeah. I'll have a coffee. Oh, we're having ash for tea. Do you want a plateful? No, you're all right. I've had something while I was out. No, here you go. Plate of ash shoved under your nose.
Yep.
I think that's a northern. It's definitely a northern thing, and a Scottish thing, and an Irish thing.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure about the Welsh so much because I haven't spent a lot of time in Wales. But
The Welsh are nice. Welsh are really nice.
Yeah.
It's. I think it's more of a rural thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it's the cities here.
Yeah.
Belfast is the big city thing. Because I mean, coming from Glasgow and we're spending most of my time in Glasgow, like the city life, people are just like, they don't want to fucking even, they don't even want to know you're there.
Yeah,
It's like they can't wait to get you out of the place quick enough.
Yeah.
But rural, the further out of the city you get, the nicer people get.
Yeah,
absolutely.
More welcoming and hospitable there.
You go up into like
unless you go to Harrogate. They are ignorant bastards in Harrogate.
Well, because I mean, we took
Harrogate.
Yep.
Shit.
We took the two guys that I used to look after. We took them down to Cardiff, but we stayed in a rural village, like it was a good fucking 25 miles away from Cardiff City. And the folk there were lovely, really, really nice. They couldn't fucking do enough for you because we were renting the place from them, like an old converted farmhouse.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you need anything, just come see us. Don't bother buying any milk. We've got the dairy. We'll give you all the milk you need. Butter, don't get butter. Don't even spend the money on it. We'll give you butter. We're like, fucking hell. Couldn't do enough for you. So I think it is just a rural thing.
I think it is, yeah.
City people are cunts.
I was up in Scotland. It were a bed and breakfast, but it was still a working farm, but they had a bed and breakfast as well. And the amount of snap food that she put on breakfast, it was like, fucking hell, I don't want to eat till tea time now.
Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like in the city, in Glasgow City, if you're not from Glasgow, people love you.
Yeah.
I think
again, they love visitors. Especially if you're not from the country. They love a bit of culture.
The worst city I've ever been to for inhospitable, arrogant, rude.
Is it London by any chance?
Yeah, it's my hometown.
Yep.
That is my hometown. And
Funnily enough, my sister said the same thing, and my mum.
Londoners generally are cunts.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do all the jokes now, yes. Yeah. But they are. They just don't give a fuck about anybody.
No.
They're just so rude to everybody. They don't
care about that's it. People. Oh, it's that fucking London bubble, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Anything outside London, the M25, you don't exist.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived more of my life outside of London, so, I've lived all over the place.
And
And
It's all these people outside the UK that
yeah,
think,
they are, Lisa. I know they are.
all these people outside the UK just think that the UK is London. No,
it's not.
go and fucking explore.
Fuck London. But if you want to visit the UK, don't bother with London because London's a shithole. If you've really got to visit it, spend maybe a day there. If you
Go somewhere outside the cities.
go to, there's loads of really nice places further south.
Yeah.
Or north. Go up to the north in Yorkshire, and if you really have to, over the not the Pennine.
Don't you fucking swear.
No, stick to Yorkshire. It's the better side.
It's funny you saying that though, because there's
down Devon and Cornwall. Fucking Devon and Cornwall's lovely places down there.
It's a lovely part of the world.
But it's funny you saying that though, Matt, because there was a guy that I used to watch years ago. You know yourself, I watch all the paranormal stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's a guy that used to do paranormal stuff on YouTube, but he's not really been doing a hell of a lot recently. He's come over to do. He's basically backpacking all around the UK, and then he's going to go and do parts of Europe. It started off in the UK, and he said the exact same thing. He said London, didn't like it. Really did not like it.
I know the guy you mean, yeah.
He's long hair, quite a big fella, but long hair. Always wears like a kind of Wranglers kind of hat, Ranger's hat. Hunting with Cali or something like that it is. Anyway, he went all around the UK and he was basically saying London, nah. Said Glasgow was good. He says Edinburgh, good. He says and places in Ireland, lovely. He says, but even he said the more outside of the city you got, is folk are just so lovely. And the culture's far richer than in the cities.
Edinburgh people make me laugh because they try to be posh.
They're up their own arse.
I love the Edinburgh posh accent. It's great.
Edinburgh's up their own fucking arse. They're nothing but a bunch of fucking civilised junkies.
But two places to avoid in Yorkshire: Leeds, Bradford. Again, fucking cities.
Yeah.
As a city, Edinburgh's gorgeous. Love it. People, cunts.
I've been to Edinburgh a couple of times, and to look at the place, gorgeous, really.
We keep saying we're going to have a run up to Edinburgh and perhaps do some filming around Greyfriars and that. Because I've never been to Edinburgh. Lisa has.
I have never. I used to, as I said, I watch all the fucking stuff, paranormal stuff under the sun, right? But you see all these people that are so-called sensitives, they just walk into somebody's house and they're like, oh, I'm feeling this and I'm feeling that. I have never had anything remotely like that in my life, but we went for my ex-brother-in-law's brother's stag do over there.
Yeah.
And we were wandering around Edinburgh, absolutely fucking hammered. At like 3, 4 in the morning. So the place was fucking dead. And we were in the old city, the old town in the city. But that's where you've got like Greyfriars Cemetery and that. Walked right by it, and I have never felt this in my life before, but I did feel like I was being watched.
Yeah.
On there.
Well,
I've never felt that in my life.
I know Lisa's been there a couple of times, and there's one at Mausoleums. I think there's a couple of steps up to it, and I think there's a couple of windows broken in doorway. She can't even walk up them steps.
Yeah.
There's someone pushing her back.
Mackenzie's.
Yeah, I think it is.
The Black Mausoleum.
Anyway.
The Black Mausoleum, it's called. Yeah, that's
it just has a really, really negative vibe. The whole fucking area, the whole of the old town is beautiful to look at.
Yeah,
It just has a
I
really
think
weird.
that's
Greyfriars has a negative vibe.
Yeah, I think if we do get up there eventually, well, we will get up there eventually at some point. I think that's where we'll stop sort of more Old Town.
It is good. I mean, the old town to look at if you want to take like photographs and everything. Oh, it's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, Lisa, I've never felt anything like that in my life, and I used to laugh at people that would do all that shit. You know, like, oh, I'm getting the sense of such and such, and I'm getting these kind of vibes. I'd just be like, oh, come on, fuck. But this one time, I walked by Greyfriars, I literally felt like there was like hundreds of sets of eyes on me, and I just get a really, really negative fucking vibe.
Like I said, D-Dub, avoid Leeds, avoid Bradford, you'll be fine. And Harrogate.
And avoid anything that entails going over the Pennines.
Yeah, we try not go to the dark side.
That's bandit country. That is like
we won the war.
They haven't forgiven you for it yet.
No, they haven't.
They build a wall to keep us out.
I know, build that fucker back up.
but you Scots, you had to call on the Irish to help you.
Yeah. Well, we were mad bastards. You were fucking shit scared of us.
You needed some.
It wasn't much you guys. It was the Romans that were scared of us.
You needed some psychotic Irish people to help with this.
Yeah. To be fair to the English, for all there's the joke about them being the old enemy, it was mostly the Romans that kind of feared the Scottish.
Yeah,
we had a bit of an agreement with the English and the Irish and the Welsh.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, hold on, we need some lunatics. Hold on, what about them like over the water there? They'll do.
Yep. It's like we were saying earlier. These islands are pagan, and then the fucking Catholics come over.
Exactly.
The one that made me laugh when you drive around, especially in the north, is everywhere has a St. Patrick's.
Yep.
A memorial to St. I tell you what, that cunt, in the time he was in Ireland, he did more travelling than I've done by car. He saved more snakes and there was no snakes here, you silly cunt.
Yeah, it's amazing that everybody's Irish on fucking Paddy's Day. Like, what the fuck?
No. Oh, stick around for the story, Lisa. It's games night tonight, but stick around for a spooky story.
Oh, it's
St.
a good
Patrick, patron saint of complete bullshit.
Yeah. Well, he saved us from the snakes. Yeah, all those non-venomous snakes.
Yeah. Hold on a minute, there weren't any here.
They were such a trouble. Oh no! But the only snakes that we have in the UK are non-venomous.
Exactly.
And I've never seen one in my fucking life.
Do not fit.
We're not supposed to have them.
Oh, fucking hell. I'll tell you a story. Oh. My mum and dad were it near Dover? I think it was Dover. In camper van. We stopped at this picnic area. Now, bearing in mind, my mum had a phobia for snakes, but she didn't see the signs in this picnic area that said, beware, adders about. And my dad took us straight in the middle of it.
Oh dear.
Oh, just like me dad.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's only adders, but we've got the odd corn snake.
She didn't see the sign until they were walking back out. Oh, she gave him such a fucking crack.
Oh, D-Dub, the Scottish are nut jobs. They really
Oh,
are the nut jobs of the UK.
Yeah.
I think we've got wolves back again in Scotland. I think we
Yeah.
reintroduced them.
Yeah.
I know they reintroduced them up in the Highlands, aren't they?
Yeah, reintroduced them. They're talking about reintroducing bears. Usually, when you hear that they're talking about reintroducing them, that's them pretty much saying we've already done it.
I hope they have. I really hope they
They were
have.
talking about well, we hunted them to extinction, so yes, bring them fucking back.
What,
But they've reintroduced the otters, the beavers.
Yes,
fucking
I do.
I mean, what we
wolves.
said is if we do eventually get up there, which we will at some point, even if it's a few years down the line, yeah, we'll go and visit Edinburgh, but then we'll go and trip off and go up into islands rather than stick around city centres.
Islands are gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
There's some great distilleries up there as well. Apparently,
Absolutely.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Yeah, Block, the most dangerous animal in Europe is the human.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest danger.
Bill, we don't need to know what beavers you've been looking at.
Let's not go there, Bill. Please, no.
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah, because they carry fucking Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Ticks.
I always come up with good answers. You should know that, D-Dub.
Waiting on a punchline block. Oh, that wasn't the punchline I was waiting on.
Why did the three beavers cross the road?
Yeah,
because I saw Bill.
It wasn't the punchline I was expecting.
Bill was chasing them.
Because I have Lyme disease. Oh, okay.
That's not a very good joke.
Dumb.
Oh, Bill Dams. I thought you said Bill Drums.
Watch out for diseased beavers is the message of
Absolutely,
the show. Always watch out for diseased beavers.
Those diseased beavers are vicious cunts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stay away from the beavers that are diseased.
Mm-hmm.
They always like hardwood.
Oh. Resisting.
I'm saying. I bet you will, especially when you go on tour.
Is that a brothel? No, it sounds like a supermarket for prostitutes to me.
In continental Europe, they don't have chicken ranches. They have beaver cities.
It does. It just sounds like a supermarket for prostitutes. Beaver City.
Don't tell the Americans; they'll be setting it up.
Yeah, they're fucking nuts. Those things,
Oh, Christ, yeah.
especially the fucking mangy ones.
Yeah, but the
rabid ones.
Texas is also full of people with guns, so
Yeah.
it equals out.
Bob kurwa.
Oh, there's Channel
River Jäger match.
What did they say earlier? Oh, prairie dogs. Oh, like fucking squirrels.
Squirrels are fucking vicious wee bastards as well, by
yeah.
the way.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
You don't know how terrifying they are when they do a star jump at your face. Woo.
I try not to get that close.
Could be
I
worse.
had no
It could be
choice.
a beaver.
I had no choice. It's because I knew I worked with a Polish guy, Block. Ishkawa boy butter.
Bollocks.
Kurwa jego mać. Ja pierdolę.
It's easy for you to say.
Can't say anything useful, but he can swear at you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, the first phrase that I uttered there was, would you like a tea or a coffee? See? Ishkawa boy butter.
See, it still stands. For some reason, it still sounds like you're swearing. Ninja squirrels.
And I do know how to say that these drugs do not belong to me in Japanese as well.
Could come in useful at some point.
Yeah. Well, according to the travel app that I learned it from, it is useful to know. Yeah.
Well, it is if you. I mean, it might have been if you were Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
When he got busted for trying to get drugs into Japan.
See, what he should have said was, Sono deragu watashi no deba arimasen. And he would have been fine.
Whereas Guy Martin just got a traditional Japanese tattoo.
Yeah.
He's a nut job.
He is a
I love
nut
Guy
job.
Martin. It's fucking awesome.
Lovable nut job, but he's a nut job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love him, because he's fucking crackers. That bloke is crackers.
The guy who builds his bikes, Jared Frost.
Yep.
He's from over here.
Is he?
Jared's
Probably, no doubt, worked with the Dunlop family by any chance.
No, he's not. Jared lives up near, just outside Donegal.
All right.
He owns a company called Whole Shot Racing. Because it's who I used to buy a lot of bits off for when I was doing straight line stuff, race bikes.
Right.
Really nice guy. He is a nut job. Absolute nut job. He's just got the world record for pillion passenger at 247 miles an hour.
Was that him?
Yeah.
I saw that come up the other day on Facebook.
Yeah, he's a fucking nut job. Fucking good mechanic, though.
Well, of course, if he knows Guy Martin, of course he's a fucking nut job.
Guy Martin's he's just a typical normal bloke. He's nothing special. People, I don't know, people.
Night, Bill.
All right, Bill. Yeah, we're going to be finishing anyway.
Yeah, no, Bill. See you tomorrow, buddy. Hopefully you get some sleep tonight, mate.
We're going to be finishing in a few minutes, and then we'll take it till past.
1:30, Beaver.
As long as it's not one of them disease beavers.
Yeah. Watch out for them disease beavers, won't you, Bill?
He'll be looking with me.
You will, mate. You will.
Sunday after.
I still haven't set tomorrow's show up yet.
Nah.
It gets set up in time eventually.
Exactly.
10 p.m. to 1:30 Beaver.
Hold on a minute. 1:30 bit. Whoa. Yeah. If we go on the broad principle of that, half past the Beaver is anyway.
He's been to fucking Amsterdam again, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Right, don't get in a flap.
Fucking hell, Lisa.
Jesus Christ.
That's scary. That's not fucking funny.
No.
I need to check mine. I ain't checked mine for above a week.
Well, you're still
Not
breathing,
tonight,
aren't you?
though. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you're all
fine.
right then.
It's only fucking doctors that worried. I'm not. Only been once blocked. That were enough.
Been to Rotterdam once. It's quite a nice place, actually, Rotterdam.
I've heard that. Yeah. Would that be down to as you were going towards the Cathedral of Speed?
No, I wasn't actually. I went over there to pick a car up for somebody, believe it or not.
Mm.
It's big city again, isn't it, Block? It's that typical thing. It's a big city, so it's like any big city. It's all right if you visit it maybe once or twice, but yeah.
Oh, kid, I know. Went to Amsterdam once, and he were a typical sort of your typical Yorkshireman, your typical Barnsley man.
Yeah.
They went into one of Ash bars, or a bar that sold Ash as well, and there were a guy at back selling all his wares, and he went up to him. This is a story I've been told anyway. And he went up to him. He says, "Hey up, mate, has I got any wacky backy?"
God's sake.
Oh.
Some poor Dutch bloke sat there going,
Yeah. Like,
what language is he talking?
oh, another kid I used to work with. Apparently, he went to whatever, I can't remember the name of the bar. But it were a proper bar, ramp bar, big fucking pole. And he's like, what the fucking hell's this for? And then he went, oh, fucking hell, yeah.
It's like a lot of big cities. Amsterdam is just aimed at tourists, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's,
Tourists and deviants.
people just think that Holland is completely everybody's a stoner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a sex museum in every town. I may have visited that. I can neither confirm or deny those rumours. Oh well, 12:30. I think we'll call it at that. You two want to say your goodbyes?
Aye. There you go, G.
Yep. Cheers for coming along, folks. Been another good one. Random as always. I'm still waiting on a vocalist doing the vocals from a couple of few covers that I'm doing. But just keep your eyes out, they are coming. I've done all of my bits. I've done the mixing. They're done. I just need the vocalist to pull his finger out and get it done. But they are coming. Keep your eyes out.
That's what she
Cheers
said.
for coming, folks. See you in the next one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Well, it's been a good show tonight. As random as hell as normal.
Yeah.
So I shall have a show tomorrow, which will be, again, probably random as fucking hell.
Hmm.
And now probably involve
Will be
something
real
to
till we
do
chat.
with, yeah, it's going to end up with something to do with beavers involved somewhere along the line, I guarantee it. So, yeah, if I don't see anybody in here on the show tomorrow, then I'll see you next time we do one. So, yeah, we'll see you all later, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been an interesting show. We've definitely covered some topics tonight.
Mm.
Yes, DW, there is a sex museum in Amsterdam. That's all I'm saying. It is rather interesting. But yeah,
I can
it's been a
imagine.
good show. Thanks for everybody for coming. And as always, keep it
Bro.
smiling.